Okay, we are live now. Here we go. Previously in the GodBreaking, and this might take a while to recap since Elwyn is back for first time in a while, and interestingly, Deimos is missing tonight, so we might have to just let him suffocate to death quietly. um, so Elwyn, let's see, where did we leave off for you? You stopped playing at the end of Sheh Hakim, right? We
Yeah,
had
he went
go on.
off with the Akelia while we went to the surface or back to the material plane.
No,
Okay.
the last thing I remember is we were doing the alternative characters,
Yeah.
and there was a little chubby angel boy.
Wait, that was the last time you played?
Yeah.
Oh,
think,
okay.
It was when
Oh,
Chubby
that's
Boy,
right.
Were you there when Chubby Boy ends up taking the Amazonians off to a certain other area on Elysium?
No.
Okay,
That's right.
that's
His
the
Okay.
part where
his
he started
last.
missing, just when he got
It
there.
was
All right.
right before we went back to where Akelia's realm is.
Elwyn,
the
were you
last-
there when you left the land of Gondolandia?
No, right before that. We were
Yep.
about to leave. Like,
Oh.
I think we gave the land to the little chubby kid. I don't remember the
No,
details.
so you don't
But
remember?
we
We're
were
looking up in the sky and
It got
seeing something
destroyed.
big.
no.
Okay, that's where we left off.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember that the big horse guy and the rider were appearing. That was exactly the last time I played,
Oh, jeez.
where we looked up in the sky and we saw those fuckers.
Okay. All right.
And then
So
we did the thing in the throne room. We did the thing in the throne room with the staff and the portal, and then that like sucked us out and caused
Well, I don't know what the thing
flame
is.
okay. So hold on. So Adis. So I mean, Elwyn. So to leave Gondolandia, you took the Amazonians and Wilton. Wilton was the little chubby kid, right?
Yeah.
Who's really 49 years old. So all the weird sexual
Yeah.
stuff he says is not.
It's all legal.
It's legal.
A lot of pie.
Yeah, lots of pie. Lots of things with pie. So
all
that you
love
guys
pie.
you guys found out that the only way to leave Gondolandia was there's no spells worked or anything like that. Was to leave through a natural occurring portal, and the only naturally occurring portals are in the stomachs of dragons, and there's only one dragon in all of Gondolandia. So Trogdor, you guys had to track him down. He had run away. You guys had rescued him from the princess, and he was living in peace. But then you basically took him and all the and all the Amazonians and forced yourself down his throat. And he was vegetarian, so he was hating every minute of it. But Deimos roleplayed that all. You guys all roleplayed that all really well. So going through his stomach, you guys teleported back, and I had Gale roll on the Great Wheel. Remember that, Gale?
It was so ironic.
So Elwyn, this was the Great Wheel to see where the portal in Trogdor's stomach went to, right? And basically, I think I had her roll like a D25 because we counted up. There's like 25 planes plus the material ones in between, and the realms of chaos, right? And she rolled exactly the number. I forget what the number was, but to land on Elysium. So that kind of shortchanged. Yeah, you guys got dumped right back in Elysium where you guys had run from. Anyway, so while on Elysium, you talked to Akelia, and and she told you all that's been going on. I mean, you had a tribe about 50. I think there's a 50 to 100. They were naked by this point. The Amazonian women, right? They're all naked.
There were a lot
Yeah,
of
because
questions.
they took
Naturally.
dip in the river. They took a dip in the river with Rinleaf or something, and that's why they were all naked.
Yeah, and there were a lot of questions about Wilton and what we'd subjected this poor little Wilton
Oh
to.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Akelia was so mad about Wilton.
And
She
the
was
activities with the Amazonians, yes.
She was suspecting child abuse, or at least like poor child raising, and she was concerned because Deimos was like his legal guardian.
Well, not Deimos, our other characters.
Oh yeah. Max. Max was his legal guardian. So anyway, um, what ended up happening was she gave the Amazonians an area of Celestia of Elysium to be their own place, and your characters, Max and Brawl and Zelona, were all they just I think they were chilling, right? No, they got sent on another mission, but we kind of shifted the camera away from that, and we went back to your guys' characters, and you had just arrived from Shehakim to check in and see what's going on. You guys had renewed Shehakim and restored it to the realm of what is, and Mistra is the goddess there. And you had been given a task of things you need to do. Kildrak and Satellizer needed some help. They had a list of things that they wanted you to acquire for them. So basically, we were doing filler episodes while you were gone, Ellen, instead of going on to the next big plane.
Or the MacGuffins.
And
Yes.
conversations were had, and me and Deimos almost murdered our other characters.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
and
Ellen, what you need?
that's what it was. They ran away. Our other characters ran away because of me and Deimos, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were running from you. Yeah. So you guys had to go down to the material realm and gather some things for Kildrak and Satellizer. This was your list of things: 5 ounces of emeraldine, ambergris from a kraken, a high demon's bone fragment, a shadow, and you also had to figure out how to provide therapy for a depressed goblin. So the depressed goblin was Maglubiet, the goblin god that you guys saved from some other realm in Celestia. These are all different sessions that we played. Emeraldine, you guys actually went back down to Cragland. Although, Elwin, we're going to roleplay it so that you stayed on Elysium while the rest of the party went down to get these things. Okay? So you've been chilling up here, and you'll have to figure out what you were doing the whole time. But they went down. They found the Emeraldine. They talked to dwarves, what you found out there was that Eloise is the queen of Cragland now, and and she's doing well.
Elwin's grandchild.
No, she didn't meet Ellen's grandchild. Then you guys went down under the water and found and spent a party.
Oh, first we went to the beginning. We went back to that first village.
That's right.
High Demon's bone fragment.
That's right. You went to the very
Yeah.
Go on.
Well, first we tried to find it on that worm, but surprisingly that worm didn't have any bones initially, I think, something. And
Yep.
so we ended up going, and we ended up, killing some, what do we call it? Mind flayers, yeah? So
Yeah.
we ended up...
In self-defense.
we ended up going to the ocean to try to find a kraken that had been saved at some point by y'all.
We made
And
2 temples at that village, too.
And so the Cracker had a rager party. Deimos was
Kraken
fabulous. And then he had the Kraken throw up, which was ambergris. Surprise!
Yes.
Was it
Yeah.
throwing up? I thought it was something else.
It was puke.
Oh,
Yeah.
was it? No.
So Ellen, the Kraken was the one
Been a
that you
while.
guys had encountered a long time ago when you were in the in the oceans. He was a
I
baby
remember.
Kraken back then, but now he's an adolescent Kraken, so he's into partying. So in order to get the ambergris from him, you guys had to throw him an underwater party.
Yeah, I had
Which
to
ended-
turn like a
which ended up actually being
quarter
quite
cubic
cool.
mile of ocean into alcohol.
Yeah, he turns to alcohol for the party.
Please
Nice.
note that all of these things happened in one evening. So by the time we hit the rager, we were channeling out all of our boons and stuff. So we were tapped out by the time we were like, oh, hey, we should go see certain somebody's sons. And by certain
wait.
somebody's sons, we mean Telephos, because he has
Yeah.
kids now.
Oh shit!
Rinley, didn't we put a thing in that village for Ellen too, though? I think, like a shrine.
Oh, the
Elwin's
high
a,
demon.
Elwin's the new man. Remember, no more
That's
ass
right.
and titties.
That's
no,
right.
It's like a shrine for people to pray to you.
Oh, no,
Oh.
I think
Oh,
Mistra
yeah.
has
No.
a temple in the
We put one
first village.
We put one for Kelly, or no, Gamos put one there for something. I put one for Mistra, and I thought we put a shrine for Elwyn too.
No,
But
it was just Mistra and Akelia. I'm pretty
okay.
sure. All right. So then you guys went to Paradiso, which is where Telephos and Ava have reformed the School of Magic. And what you guys find out is that they have a child, and also Ava's pregnant with, right? Yeah, Ava. I think Ava's pregnant. There's another one on the way. Um, their little child, their little boy, Bren, he's very powerful, and you find, and one of the interesting things is that Telephos can speak like normal when in Bren's presence.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Bren
No,
is
no, no.
basically
It's not Bren. Telephos is just a dick and would never want
No,
to
no, no.
talk.
Bren
no,
is a bit of a nullifier.
yeah.
Hey,
Bren in his presence
we're
has the
telling
ability
this
to
story to Elwyn.
he has the ability to suppress Telephos's power, which just Bren is naturally very powerful in his own right. Anyway, you guys in a flash of darkness while you guys are hanging out with Ava and Telephos, Bren, like, everything just pauses and Bren disappears. He was kidnapped. The
He left
party
us.
tracked him back down to the Underdark and fought a bunch of
Miss-
mind flayers who were seeking vengeance
missed
for the
one
mind
part
flayers
with
that you
that.
guys killed the other day.
You missed one part on that. The Elwyn
What was
will
that?
want to know because it'll fire him up. So when that black mist happened, yeah, Akelia was there with us, and it totally froze her like a motherfucking statue, and the mind flayers tried to kill her.
What black mist?
Yeah,
And
This black mist just welled up like if someone had cast like a shadowy, foggy darkness spell, and only me and Brinley could see what was happening, and everybody with magical powers was just like stunned, except for me and I think Rinley because we tried to do something about it, and all these mind flayers popped up and they kidnapped Bryn, and Akelia was there too. Like her, I think if I remember right, her eyes like rolled back, went black, and shit. Like it fucked her up. It like terrified her.
So we were with Teleforce. We got a kid to come down so that we could have something special. Time froze, shadows appeared. Bren was also weirdly a shadow at that point. I spat at one of the shadows that was kidnapping Bren, and then it was aware, and then it kind of like tried to get away. And then time unfroze, and everyone was like, "WTF? Where is my son?" Teleforce went,
Yep.
"Mad man."
So we sent Akelia back up immediately, and then we went to go exact vengeance.
yeah.
It
So
did
whatever it
not go
was,
well.
so what you guys found out was that something that was powerful enough to affect a god, with Akelia, was intervening here. So you tracked the mind flayers to the Underdark, and you found out that they are a bunch of super empowered mind flayers, basically empowered with like this darkness from a goddess, and it had to be another goddess to be able to affect Akelia that way. So you fought with these mind flayers. You tried to rationalize with them and reason with them, but they basically just went to kill you. I think all the times you tried to talk to Gnarl, the head mind flayer, he betrayed you.
Yeah, we had a solid deal, and the motherfucker betrayed us, so he had to die.
Yeah,
And if I remember
he
right,
just he used the deals twice against you, once against you, once against Deimos, to get close to you so he could attack you.
and Elwyn, I finally got to kill somebody with power word kill.
Yeah, you killed Gnarl. But anyway, what happened to
Nice.
Elwyn? What happened was that the person behind all of this
Euphemia.
was no
Nope.
the goddess Lolth, right?
Okay.
She's a goddess and she's here on Earth. She basically, what happened was she helped Asmodeus storm the heavens. And a long time ago, Euphemia had that vision of a goddess killing. When you guys had all your dreams, one goddess killing another one. That was Lolth. And when Asmodeus attacked, Lolth basically took one of the planes and handed it over to him. And as a reward, Asmodeus basically gave her the material realm. So while Asmodeus is up in the heavens doing whatever he's doing, Lolth has come down to this plane and is basically starting to take over. So
Like
from the.
She's almost opened a portal of some sorts and is like invading or consuming the material realm with her realm of webs. It's quite gruesome from the Underdark.
Yeah, she's
Wow.
So
and the Underdark creatures are working for her, and they're starting to surge up to the surface world and cause all kinds of chaos and stuff. She's
I have
basically starting to impose herself on the material realm.
She
I have a
proposed to
lore
Renly.
I have a lore question for you.
Hold on, hold on.
Is your magic
Renly, do you remember? Renly, do you remember what she was asking you to do?
She wanted to be like one of her generals or something, because I happened to be a spider at that point because we were covered in webs. And
Mm-hmm.
I kept going, can we put a pin on that? Like, can we revisit? But she wouldn't. So I had to use my mind shatter to get a moment so we could kind of like, teleport out because she was going to kill us all. So yeah,
Yep.
she's still
Is
And
she
then
alive.
that
Ada.
strong that we
Sheesh.
wouldn't?
I had to use my music of the spears just to get the webs off of us so that we could even use magic at all.
Yeah, we were
Yeah.
in her domain, and she managed to like totally nerf Akelia when Akelia came down.
But
Um,
in
yeah.
our defense, we had used a lot of resources fighting mind flayers twice, and we didn't know we were going to run into a god, so we weren't exactly prepared for it.
Reminder,
Yeah.
that whole list in one evening.
Yeah, and
so but basically, what's happening is the material realm is her realm now. That's why she can overwhelm Akelia down here.
Okay,
so your
that makes
But
sense.
Underdark is part of the planet. It's not a separate dimension like in Forgotten Realms.
she. Yeah, correct. It's literally
Okay.
underground.
Okay, no, I was just curious
Yeah,
because
the
I would
Underdark is
think
literally underground.
we would know that. Okay, cool.
Okay, so you guys
So
escaped from Lolth, and so the end of last session, you made it back to where Ava and Telephos were, right? And Deimos basically thought it was funny to tease Telephos because they were all worried about their son being gone, but Deimos managed to save Bren from the mind flare. But he said to Telephos, "Your son, I'm sorry, Telephos, your son is dead." Right?
he got Bren
And
to play dead in his arms.
yeah. So then Telephos went
And
ballistic
Anthony.
on Deimos.
Yeah, there's like a couple of mountains that no longer exist now.
Yeah, Telephos basically goes ballistic on Deimos. He tackles him into a mountain and starts beating the crap out of him, like leveling mountain ranges and that kind of stuff, and
Like
just yelling and
Dragon Ball kind of shit.
Yep.
yeah, Dragon Ball, right?
And we're
And
all
then
just
what?
laughing our ass off.
Yeah, and you guys were role playing nicely with Ava, while in the background Telephos is beating the crap out of Deimos. And in the middle of being destroyed, Deimos says, "No, I'm sorry, it was all a joke." Right? And Telephos gets even angrier. He says, "That's not the kind of thing you joke about." Right? And Telephos starts to sing, and no one has ever. You guys have never heard Telephos sing before, but then Deimos vanishes, like full on disappears.
Yeah, he knocked him.
Um,
He showed Deimos how
So-
you really punch through dimensions.
so
What
so
James
Telephos.
saw at
so-
last moment.
So hold on. So as far as you guys are concerned, right? You guys were talking. Telephos reappears. He shows up. He's dusting off his clothes. He's like patting off the dust, and he straightens his hair. And Ava says to him, "Well, did you get that all worked out? Bren is right here." Right? Telephos looks at Bren. He smiles. He looks at Ava, rolls his eyes a little bit, and he goes over and gives Bren a hug, and then heads back off to do his work. It's at that point that Killjack comes back. Okay, Killjack says that he needs you guys, and this is where we ended last session. He needs you guys back up in Elysium. He has some stuff he wants to talk about. So, and this is where we left off. You guys are going back to Elysium. So, who are you bringing up there with you?
We're taking the three of them with us.
Okay, so you
Me
guys,
and- I
Adis,
remember
Renly.
Me and Renly told them, Mom and Dad, about Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I mentioned that it's not safe. We need to head on up. So
And
just-
we had in our heads been like, and we were like, hey, Akelia, can we get a portal, please?
Okay. All right.
And then we
So
went
you bring Ava, Telephos, and Bren back up to Elysium.
and there is in that town now, if it helps for like keeping an eye on them, there's a temple for Mistra there, Akelia there, and homie G Martin dude too, because
Yes.
Deimos made a shrine for him.
Yeah, you guys are talking about here in Paradiso, which is where the new School of Magic is located. You guys have set up some temples, Tempest, Akelia, and Mistra, here in Paradiso. Okay, so you guys are gone from Tandesh,
And as
and
we ended that session, we got a glimpse into what Deimos was seeing before
yes,
we were like, until next time.
yeah. So this is where Deimos is. Okay, this is where we left off last session.
But there's a little bit of a deception here. See, there's a footprint there, right? But if you zoom in further and further, you'll see a little black square on that footprint. And if you zoom in inside of that little hole in that footprint is where Deimos is.
No, but there are footprints there. Those footprints, those boot prints are canon. Anyway, so that's where Deimos is. Yeah. Okay, so you guys all get back up to Elysium.
Elwyn's turn.
All right. So you guys are on Elysium, and this is the happening place now. Because remember, all the different refugees you guys have been sending them to Elysium, and Akelia has been in charge of renovating this place, setting it up, and repopulating it. So the seas are full of basically the mer people from Lunaria. You sent down some of the Arcanites from Solaris, and you even rescued the Amazons from Gondolandia, a completely different shitty pocket plane, and brought them here. And also, you guys managed to leave the horseman stuck on on Gondolandia. He's basically exterminating the place right now.
Gondolandia got destroyed.
Yeah, he's exterminating the place.
You said the whole thing with the staff in that room caused it to like destroy the place.
No. It's still there, but the horseman is on that plane. Yeah, he's not dead.
Yeah, we
and
escaped, and the horseman is still there.
Yeah.
Okay. Lunaria is where the moon is, right? That's where the whirlpool is, right? And
Yes.
where Glitter and Homie Girl is. Solaris is where Elwyn's
Bahamut.
Bahamut is, yeah, his friend. And then Shakim is where we put Mistra, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That's as far as we've gotten.
What was the other god that was on Solaris? Wasn't there another god on Solaris besides
Nope,
Bahamut?
just Bahamut.
Nope.
Just Bahamut.
Just Bahamut, okay.
I mean, Kildrak is there helping him, but Kildrak is not a god. He's a minor dwarven god of crafting.
Okay.
He's still waiting to ascend into full godhood. Mistra is ascending. Yeah, Mistra is ascending into full godhood. So is Akelia. So is Euphemia.
Shahakim was the place that was two separate. It was all like snowy, right?
Yes.
And then we reforged it when we kicked douchebag's ass, but we didn't actually kill that fucker, did we?
No. Garyon, no. He left.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
Okay.
when we were discussing what Elwyn might have been doing, we were considering maybe you might have been stuck in the middle of a hallucination where it's an orgy filled with lesbians and you can't get any, and so it was a living nightmare. I mean, we were just thinking.
So Elwyn, it's been several days. Your character, the party has been downstairs working on Kildrak's shopping list, and they return. You've been on Elysium the whole time. Yeah, what have you been doing for the last, let's call it 3 days?
I have been learning the ways of this great meditation technique where it would help me control my urges, because Elwyn does want to be a changed man, and I learned the art of goat yoga. So I've got myself a little goat. His name is Popsicle. And
send me a picture if you have a picture of him.
I don't. I'm just coming up with it right Here, let me Google.
I now know the perfect magic item to make for Elwyn, the Ring of Calm Emotions.
So, all right, Ellen, while we're doing that, let's say we're gonna rewind a little bit. You're gonna be here on Elysium. Let's say the party has not yet arrived. So, you're hanging out here. Akelia has not even gone down to the material world yet. Okay.
Okay.
So, um, you're hanging out. You're doing your yoga, right? And Akelia, she quietly, she's a goddess after all. Quietly, you just sense her presence near you in the middle of your meditation. You're off on your own, and then you just feel her presence there.
So I sense that she's back.
No, she had. So we are rewinding. We're doing a little bit of role play for your character. So this is before she's gone down in the first place. Okay.
Um,
So, we'll say this. Yeah, yeah. So you're doing your yoga. She kind of appears beside you, and she says, "Is that comfortable?"
there's popsicle.
So that's popsicle. Okay, your goat.
Yeah,
She looks over you, and she says, "I must say your goat is adorable, but that pose that you're in, surely that's not comfortable. It seems a bit awkward."
I hate it, but
She laughs a little bit. "Then why are you doing it, silly?"
it it helps me concentrate for some reason. I'm supposed to
Concentrate.
eat toast with avocado on it too.
She looks at you puzzled. She says, "I see. Is this all part of your inner renaissance that you've been going through, trying to become a new man and all?"
That is exactly what this is.
I see. Well, how do you feel your inner fortitude has been developing? Are you changed? Do you have new levels of self-control?
I've been doing these shitty poses for more than 3 minutes, so I believe I have learned something, and it has helped me.
I see, I see. And being quite frank, Elwyn, th- does this all have to do with some way of trying to impress me?
It's, is this happened because of you, but this is not for you. It's for me, so I can be a better person for you.
I see, I see. Well,
Check
that
this out. This is called the 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 chakrasana, and
What the fuck?
she says
and
what?
I it's like you make a upside down U, but your back is arched backwards. Like, yeah,
Okay,
not comfortable.
okay.
I fart a little bit.
You actually hear her laugh a little bit. She says, "Well, you're certainly quite flexible, and," she smiles. She says, "and a bit ridiculous. But if it helps your inner calm, then I'm all for it." She says, and Elwyn, roll a perception check. Is that the picture of you? Okay.
He's
Yeah.
trying to hold in a fart.
Okay. All right. So while you're in the middle of that pose, you don't see the look that the look that crosses her face. She says, "Well then, I think that I'm going to see. Can you do me a favor, Elwin?"
Akasana 2, downward dog. And I turn around and I do the downward dog. And I'm like, yes.
She says, "Good." She's, she's, "Thank you. I have to go back down to the material realm for a little bit. There's been some developments in the Magic Academy in Paradisium, and I think that your friends, Uncle Deimos and the rest of them, need my help. So I have to leave here for a bit, and it's a bit of an odd, should I say, awkward moment. The timing is bad. You see, there's this new group of people that's a batch of refugees that's come to this area, and they need some help. They're they don't quite know how to settle the place, and I'm afraid they're gonna tear things up. So could you please help
Hello?
them? Yeah. Hello.
I said before when she's talking about that and she says, can you help? Can you?" And I say, "Kill him."
No, 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 no. Help them settle in. They're trying to. They're rather uncivilized. Their ways are rather barbaric. So I hope you can help them behave well, so that the other cultures and other people groups here, get along with them.
Well, I
Could you do?
have lived with Deimos for a long time, and he's about the most uncivilized that you can be. I think I can handle it.
Thank you so much. I will send you there, and then I'm going down to the material realm. Um, Make sure your meditation does well. And now you see it. Now you see the link. The not the link. The look she's giving you. It's a bit of a mischievous look, like a mischievous like sparkle in her eye. She says, "I'm curious to see if your meditation holds up." Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, she waves her hand, and you disappear, and she disappears. Okay.
The people who need settling are those the Amazonians? The
Oh yeah.
naked Amazonians?
Yes.
Oh.
So Elwyn,
Yoga, baby.
you appear in the middle of a group of um of naked women. Okay.
It's not true if there's no picture. Damn it.
Hold on. I'm missing one here. All right. I mean, this
The one that
is
broke Gwen's dick.
yes, yes. So they're basically they're naked. I mean, they a couple of them have started. What they're doing is they're arguing over whether or not they should put their armor back on, right? They're saying that the dangers. Some of them are saying that the dangers are over. So they don't need to wear armor because of the ways that Renly has taught them. To of being at peace and intercom, not intercom, but just like
One
better.
with nature.
Yeah, being more one with nature, right? And that kind of that sentiment is kind of winning the day. There's a few outspoken ones that say that they should put their armor back on, but they're saying it because they're paranoid. They always are always ready for battle, right? And then you appear right there in the middle, and a couple of them scatter, and a couple of them are hiding behind trees. A few of them grab weapons and are pointing them at you, right? And since they're in a huff, they're all breathing heavily. Their cheeks are a little bit flushed.
Chest rising up and down. Yep.
Yeah. Chests rising up and down. A few of them had been fighting, right, wrestling each other. So you look over and you see a pile of like four different Amazonians, just all like tangled up on the ground. Their limbs
Sweat
interlocked with
glistening off their bodies.
Yeah.
And I see are on certain areas that you tend to usually focus on.
Yeah.
What side are
Right,
you on?
I'm looking at the pictures that Midas provided. I'm like, it's all here.
Oh, this is a test. It's a test. I immediately cast um, assemble yoga team, and Popsicle appears on my shoulder,
Okay.
and he
Roll
calms me
initiative.
down immediately.
He calms you down.
Yeah,
All right.
he's
So
like
roll.
my what do you call those animals? The service.
Oh yeah, yeah, like emotional support animal or something like
Yeah,
that.
Your
yeah.
therapy pet. Okay, yes.
Okay. All right, Owen.
Unfortunately, you also have tigers here. So do you roll initiative because they try to eat the goat?
Oh, I'll fuck
All
him
right.
up.
All right, Ellen. So here, we're gonna role play this. So first of all, these are gonna be wisdom checks for you. Okay. With popsicle
Charisma, you
there.
say?
Wisdom. This is a wisdom thing, right? With popsicle there. Um,
Uh-huh.
I'm putting popsicle in the game. With
You
popsicle
had
there,
to
you
choose.
have.
I have more strength than wisdom.
I wish I chose wisdom. With popsicle there, you have a +2 to your wisdom stat. Okay. Oh shit! Where did his picture go? I thought I saved it. Oh, okay. It didn't save the file type. There. All right. With popsicle there, you have a +2 to your wisdom modifier. So we will put popsicle in game. Okay. Now, a tiger does like kind of roar and starts eyeing popsicle, right? And popsicle gets scared. So he's on your shoulder. Is that where he is?
Yeah.
Okay. So popsicle shits on your shoulder a little bit. Little goat pellets are pooping out
Okay.
onto your shoulder.
That's what
He's
they do.
yes. So he's a little scared. What do you do?
All right, so I apologize if I'm a little slow, but it's been a few months, and
Sure.
I have a very, very long character sheet. But
So one of the Amazons comes up to you and says, or looks at you a little bit, and she says, "Are there other things that you have that are very, very long as well?"
I'm gonna look at her and at the tiger, and my eyes are gonna start um, glowing with the inner fire of Elwyn, and I'm going to rise into to the sky. So so Popsicle's out of reach if the tiger decides to jump,
Okay.
and I'm gonna look down at them, and I'm gonna say, first of all, settle down, bitches. My name is Elwyn, fire god from the sky, and I am here to help you assimilate into our world. Do you understand? And when I do that, I'm going to use 5 sorcery points, and I'm going to do my draconic presence.
Okay.
And it'll be an awe, so they can all be like, oh, this is Elwyn, and he's very powerful, and we must not have sex with him.
So yes,
That's gonna make
they're
them
they're
not want to have sex with them.
they're all suitably impressed, right? So from your vantage point, a few of them, the ones that are locked in combat on the ground, they kind of like start unraveling themselves and start trying to listen to what you're saying. But then you hear a tiger roar, and Sylvia, the chieftain of this tribe, she says she says to you, she says, we do not follow men. We follow our own rules, our own laws, and you fly up in the sky with goats shitting on you. You think you're all that? If you want to have dominance over us, you will have to do it our way. And you hear around you the ladies start stomping their weapons on the ground and chanting together.
Okay. I'm going to look directly at her and I'm going to tell her, well, you know what? You don't bow down to men. You don't do what men say. That's good because I am no man. Like I said, I am a god. And you, bitch, are gonna learn today. Now, before I was so rudely interrupted. Number 2, I am taken. None of you bitches try to have sex with me.
So, all right. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna roll. We're gonna do a roll off. So, because you start intimidating them. So you can roll your charisma, right? Your charisma check is your side. But also they're gonna be they'll be making saves against your charisma. But then you see yourself up in the sky. You're in the sky. You're looking down at them, and Sylvia says up to you, "No man, you say? Well, in our sacred combat of Snoo Snoo, where we establish dominance over all men who come and try to tell us what to do." She says, we think that you would fail just like any other weak man. Girls, show him. So then the girls start role playing Snoo Snoo, right? They all pair up, some of them in threes and fours, right? And they start grinding against each other, in the kind of combat for dominance that this tribe is accustomed to. So, Elwyn, their attack on you goes against your wisdom save, and your charisma check again goes for intimidation goes against their save. Okay.
All right, sounds good. Now, I do want to say, since Stamos isn't here, I'm gonna start doing this now. As soon as they start doing that, I'm gonna smile and I'm gonna say, "That's cute. Combat by Snoo Snoo. You know who invented that? Elwyn did. Back in my Snoo Snoo days. So, give me whatever you got." And I should get advantage.
Okay,
I
fine.
invented Snoo Snoo.
All right. So, one of them shouts up, "Then show us how it's done, big boy." All right. So they're all naked and grinding on each other. Okay.
Oh, hold on. When she says that, I am going to show them how it's done. I am going to cast Dance of Seduction, and I'm going to start dancing with the best snoo moves that I have mastered over the years. And all while Popsicle is balancing on my shoulders. And I'm going to cast Dance of Seduction on all of them.
Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Dance of seduction. You attempt to charm humanoids within range. Each creature makes a wisdom saving throw. Okay, so you're charming them. This is basically a charm spell. Okay. All right. So let's do this first. So they're gonna save against your intimidation. So let's see. I'm gonna roll for them. They're pretty stubborn ladies, and they're strong warrior women. They've seen dragons breathing fire. They saw a horseman
horse?
come.
Of the
Yeah,
apocalypse? Yep.
yeah, the horse of the apocalypse come down from the sky and start tearing apart their world. And they were not cowed by any of that. Okay, so they have a pretty high intimidation save. All right, let's roll. What's your DC for intimidation? Or your spellcasting DC?
My spellcasting DC?
Yeah.
It is 39.
39. Okay, that's really high. All right.
My
let's see,
intimidation, I have a plus 23.
Okay. Well, I'll roll this just to see. I'll give them a high because they just came back from fighting for the end of days for them. Okay, so they're intimidated. Many of them are, for sure. You see them cower on the ground, but they're also still the faithful ones. The most seasoned warriors are following what their chieftain says, and they're engaging in visual combat with you, inviting you to come down and challenge their chieftain in Snoo Snoo to see if you can actually overwhelm them. Okay? If you can establish dominance. So that's their check against your thing. So a lot of them are intimidated. Now, Elwyn, they are you're gonna have to roll to resist their erotic display. So this is your wisdom save, and you get +2 for popsicle. And you say you get you should have advantage to resist it because of your spell.
Because of my experience with the subject.
But I'm just saying, shouldn't that give you disadvantage because you're so experienced with the subject?
Yeah, you're a
No,
horny old man. Yeah, what's his new title, Ellen?
I'll tell you what.
Midas, what was the new title he got?
My
Because of
experience
the
with the subject
God of pie fucking or something?
is both hindrance and it is also
True.
helpful. So we'll just roll it straight.
Okay, so the helpful and the hindrance. So you're seeing lots of ways that you could help them improve their technique.
Yeah. Oh, I
So there's
already
that
got
side of
spell
you.
up.
Yeah, and then but there's also like a huge part of you that wants a huge a huge part of you that wants to go and help them improve their technique.
But
Yeah,
he did
hands-on
recently
instructor.
become the deity of Limtics, so that should
That's
help.
right. That's what he was.
That's right.
Yeah.
He is the God of Limtics, yeah.
And
That's what
it's
it
like
was.
at the bottom of the list. First is fire, then it's thunder. Then
Yeah, but
way down
that'll
there.
help you. You got to embrace it. That will help you in this situation.
Exactly.
I'm working on it. Go yoga.
Embrace
that
ED.
link, it's helping you so much that last link was literally your seduction dance.
I actually want to see this.
What is this?
What the fuck?
Just Googled
Yeah.
dance of seduction, and that was the second option.
Okay. All right, Elwyn.
That's
So
me
you need to make
pushing Elwyn not being
your
into it.
so this is your wisdom saving throw, and I'll make it I'll make it reasonable. So, I mean, there's since you scared off some of the ladies, right? I'll make it a DC 14.
Done.
Oh, that's weak. He's got like a plus
Hold
20,
on.
right?
Wait.
That's right, you're charisma based. You're wisdom. That's right.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
All right. So
Okay.
this is what happens.
Have fun with
I
it.
just can't. I can't not help them. I see so many faults in their technique. So, what I will do is I'll clap my hands, and it's gonna be like a thunder strike, just to have everybody stop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look directly at Sylvia, and I'm going to levitate down.
By the way, Sylvia
On the
was grinding
floor.
on top of her tiger.
I'm going
Go on, sorry.
to, yeah. As soon as I touch down, I am going to ensnare the tiger so he can't move.
Mm-hmm.
Level 3 spell. Let me mark it off. And
Okay.
then
The tiger is stuck.
I am going to look at her and say, "You, master of Snoo Snoo? I think not." I am going to disrobe and I am going to tell her, like, just do the finger to come here.
Mm-hmm. She comes up. She walks up to you extremely confidently and also very seductively.
And I look her up and down, and I'm going to say, No, not like this. I'm going to point at the other one, the one with the green stuff,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna tell her to come here. One
Okay.
is not
She does.
enough.
All right. She walks up. She does the same.
And I am going to.
By the way, are you the god of limp dicks right now, or are you not?
Haha, I failed my saving throw. I'm not.
Okay.
Hold on, hold on. Didn't you do your fire god from the sky form?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's just draconic presence. All right, go on, Ellen. What do you do?
Oh, okay.
Um, I am going to twin Elwyn's glamour.
Okay.
I don't remember how many sorcery points that is. 2 for twin, right?
I think so. Yeah, sure.
Whatever. And I'm gonna, as I cast the spell, I'm going to target them too, and they are going to start. Even though they are very beautiful women already, they're just not at an Elwyn level. I am
Okay.
the master of snoo snoo, and they are going to transform, as impossible as it sounds, into the epitome of physical beauty, like something that even an anybody, it doesn't matter their taste, their whatever, their sexual orientation, these two creatures in front of them will be the most beautiful um beings that they have ever seen. I
Okay.
am going to actually spark this. I'm gonna roll it on. Oh no, I can click. B3. Okay, 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Okay.
spark this spell, and they are gonna be so fucking beautiful that the rest of the tribe and each other are not going to be able to resist. And after that's done, I
Hmm.
am going to leap back into the air, and I am going to cast Pepin's Indisputable Fact. Pepin showed me this spell.
Okay.
And I'll spend an 8th level on this to target more people. And
Okay.
I'll use a bunch of sorcery points too. And I'll spark it, fuck it. 1. So the sentence that I will say that is indisputable, I will tell them. You will master your technique before you speak another word to me. And I'm going
Okay.
to enjoy the show.
Just to clarify,
Okay.
Elvin, did you just cast "Please come rape me" on these two girls?
No, please rape each other.
No,
That's what I'm
no.
saying.
My
You made them
question is,
irresistible.
I have a feeling that you kind of rigged this so that they can't do anything else but fuck at the moment. And when are they gonna eat or sleep or do other stuff, dude? Did you do?
I know, didn't
Got
Achilles
this.
tell you to
You're
rape
not
them to
here.
civilize?
So neither's Akelia. So you and the goat are sitting up in the sky, Ellen. Um,
I
and
give
and
him a
you're
banana.
watching the
I
and
don't
you're
know what
watching
goats eat.
you're watching what's going on below you.
I have a question. Midas, does the goat jump off his shoulder? Because Elwyn made it so that these two girls were irresistible to anyone, regardless of their sexual preferences.
Here, wisdom saving throw for the goat. He'll have.
Popsicle.
He's not. He's not very
Popsicle
wise.
is exempt from this
Okay,
spell,
popsicle.
just like me.
Okay. All right. You feel so popsicle is he even as exempt as he is, you see him kind of like start to pull away, trying to just weakly try to move towards the two ladies that you've glamored, but you easily hold them in place. So the
No.
the whole tribe begins to follow your indisputable fact. Right? They devote themselves wholly over to mastering their art. Okay. So this goes on. So Elwin, how long are you gonna stay up there, and what are you gonna do?
Job well done.
You just gonna
Let's go home.
okay.
I'm gonna wait until I see that they're on the brink of exhaustion. Like in game terms, exhaustion 3.
Okay, like physical exhaustion. Okay. All right. So this takes a while. They're very physically strong and healthy women. All right.
I brought
So
snacks.
for
It's okay.
hours go by, and just the whole area is filled with their moans and screams of pleasure. Um, you see, it's so loud, and it's so impactful. I mean, you're having a hard time but you've disciplined yourself enough that you're staying away, so you're not doing anything, but your body is definitely reacting to all that's going on. You start to see. Let's see here.
No limp dicks anymore.
um,
I gotta change my color. That's why I'm rolling like shit.
one second. Don't know where I put all that. Oh, here it is. Okay. Do I have my pictures? Oh, never mind. I remember their names. Oh, jeez, this was so long ago. Um, you start seeing other creatures from the area start to be drawn to the loud noise, just trying to, just being, just curious. What's going on? What's all this area? Yeah, so this guy, one of these guys is coming. Um, let's see here. And a few more of these arcanites, these animal based creatures, are starting to be drawn in from the surrounding area. So this is like an hour later, but the sound has been going out for that long. So Elwin, do you intervene at all? This guy. This one I was looking for.
Not yet.
Okay.
Let's see where this goes.
All right. So different arcanites and creatures are starting to be drawn in. All right. Just trying to see what's going on, and
How
as
are they doing? Are they like getting it better, or are they still okay but not Elwyn good?
well, they're improving. They're improving quite a lot. They're not quite at what you're expecting of them, but they're much improved after a full hour of it. Okay, and they're very disciplined about what they're doing. I mean, they're not just like going in and just randomly. Like they're organizing into practicing certain skills and trying to improve technique, and they're giving ratings and just they're actually trying to improve. Very 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 methodically, but also lots of screaming and moaning and that kind of stuff. So all these other creatures start to show up,
Mhm.
just from the surrounding area, and they show up, they're gathering quite the audience just watching them. Some of these creatures are also, like you said, the two that you've glamored are extremely beautiful to all creatures. So everyone's getting aroused all around them. and a few even try to approach, but tigers roar and ward them off. And some of the
Mhm.
ladies they throw like spears and stuff to keep everyone at bay. Right. This is their tribe's um, cultural practice. This is not an invitation for everyone to join. Okay. So what you've done, or as several hours go by the end of the, you know, call it 4 hours later, you've got um, a whole crowd, a whole crowd of basically a good part of the population of Celeste of Elysium. All right. So and she gave them a spot like over here. Right. So a lot of the people from in this area have come in, like everything within this circle. You have merfolk, merladies, and stuff coming in, just watching. So there's a lot of a huge crowd has converged around the area. Okay,
All right.
so
Once it
what do you
is
do? Yeah.
done,
Hmm.
I again do the thunderclap.
Okay.
Oh, that's gonna be my next sex move. Um, I do the thunderclap, and with power behind my words, I yell out, "Enough!"
Okay. And exhausted, but much improved in their art. The Amazonians they stop and they just like a lot of them are collapsed on the ground. Several of the stronger ones are still standing, but you know their legs and bodies are shaking with exhaustion. They can barely stand, and they're looking up at you.
I look over all of them, and um, I say, "Now, that was an improvement, but the reason of this whole um, showing of cultures, the reasoning behind it is I just wanted to show you that every different community has different customs that they follow. Now, everybody here knows yours, and they learned how to respect it. As long as you respect everybody else and meld into the community, there will be no problems, and everybody will live and flourish a happy life. Now, there are many others that live in this realm, and if you are having any trouble assimilating into our great community, I'm sure that that they will help you. I look over to my furry friend. What's his name? I just closed the picture.
Popsicle?
Popsicle?
No, no, no. The one of the dudes that came to watch.
Oh, one of the organists?
Yeah,
This guy?
the one that. Yeah, that guy. No, not that guy. The first one. The one
Okay.
with the black one.
Duong, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember we. I like this guy. Um, I call him Duong.
He looks up at you and he steps forward.
I would
He's
like
he's
to.
he's heavily aroused, of course.
Oh yeah, I would be offended if he wasn't. This was one of my greatest masterpieces, and I was not in it. Which now I know how it feels to be a director of a great symphony of pleasure. Anyway, so Duong,
He looks up at you and nods.
I would like to introduce you to your neighbors, the great and the powerful Amazonians. I point at Sylvia. Sylvia looks to be the one that leads them. If they ever need any help with food, shelter, or even just getting to know the surroundings, can they count on your people?
Duong, he says, "Of course. Of course they can count on us for aid. And Sylvia looks up at you and she says, So you say we not snoo for dominance?
There is no need to snoo for dominance. You are whatever you want to be here. If your culture is to perform pleasure almost to the point of pain and beyond, no one here is going to stop you as long as you do that with a willing person. Just like if Duong needs some help in I don't know, Duong, have you run into any wild creatures that might pose a danger that the Amazonians could help you in defending yourself with?
He says, we have found vestiges of creatures, but Lady Achelia has given us the power to combat whatever demons have been around.
But if the need arises, all you need to do is ask for help from the Amazonian. There's no need for you, Sylvia, to challenge Duong into combat by snoo
Duong raises his hand.
If
What
he
if-
doesn't want to.
What if Duong wishes to challenge her?
He undermined your whole speech.
Then Duong,
Get out.
no. Duong, if Sylvia accepts it, then I have no right to refuse it. But as long as you work out for about 20 years, because she would crush you. But yeah, there's no need to assert dominance over anybody. Everything that you do, if it's in your culture, if somebody else wants to participate from another culture, just respect each other. There's no need to assert dominance, is what I was trying to get at. Except my dominance. I dominate everything. And all of you. As long as you understand that.
Well,
And respect the popsicle.
Well, Sylvia says, if Duong wishes to challenge for snoo, she says, Duong had better be ready to have crushed pelvis. And at that, the rest of Duong and the rest of these Arcanites, they kind of all take a half step backwards.
Well said,
Okay.
Sylvia. Well said.
Okay, so diplomatic relations have been established between the different races.
Yes, I love it. It was my
Yeah.
plan all along.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your method of introduction for the Amazonians in the into their culture. So
Yeah, of course.
and you kind of feel comfortable leaving them at this point. They've started to converse with the surrounding nations. So it's been about 4 hours. So right around now, Achelia and the rest of everyone has returned. Okay. You feel you realize this, Elwyn. Achelia has you kind of get a little ping in the back of your mind. You realize that she's arrived. She says to you, she says, Elwyn, that's a rather disturbing occurrence down on the realm below. Could use your help, please.
I immediately teleport to wherever she's at.
Okay. And she has unlocked the ability you can now teleport in her realm.
Oh, thank God.
Alright.
I've had it since for a long time.
That's right.
I was the only one.
That's right, you have, yeah. Okay, so you get there, and Ava, Telephos, Achelia, and Bren are all present, and so are Renly and Adis. Alright. So you guys haven't seen each other for a
Totally
few
very-
days.
Where's Deimos? Is the first thing I say. And then
Oh,
I
and we,
go, O'Kaylee, are you okay?
me
You
and
see her
Ridley look
holding
like
her
we
head.
had the shit kicked out of us.
Kelly is holding her head like she has like a headache. And she says, I need to rest a bit. That was very disorienting.
Am I still getting the winky vibe from it?
From her? No, are you still
You want to
disrobed?
rest? Oh yeah, I'm naked.
Okay. Oh, you arrive and everyone and you show up and immediately you appear and Ava gasps and covers Bren's eyes.
I know.
And
I was totally thinking that. I'm like, where are your clothes, Elwin?
Oh, I forgot. And I snap my fingers and my robes are back on.
Oh, but the
Tell-
more important question is, who's your sidekick? And I'm like trying to grab Popsicle.
Popsicle, this is Renly. And you're a handsome goat. If she ever turns into a goat, I will allow it.
Popsicle, this is Annabella, Jane, Louisa, May, Shirley, Joe, and this
I
is
forgot
Bren.
about that.
she goes, she squeals. "Ah, he's so cute. And she slowly rushes up to him to give him a hug.
I hand
Very
Elwin-
slowly.
I hand Elwin a pouch of ashes and say, Damos played a prank on Telephos, and I hand it to him.
I look at the ashes and I sniff them. Like, what do you want me to do with this burned oak? And I
You
throw
asked-
them on the ground.
You asked where Damos was.
I know this isn't Deimos. Where's Deimos?
Telephos,
I
you
feel
hear
it
him.
in my scrotum. This is not Deimos.
you wave. He waves his hand a little bit, and Ava says, "My husband says, first of all, that Deimos is indisposed at the moment. He's not even exactly sure where Deimos is, but he reminds you, please, to keep your wizard staff to yourself, especially in the presence of children."
You can tell your husband, and I'm looking directly at him, but I'm talking to her, that he can lick my wizard stick. I do whatever I want. Where's Deimos?
Telephos, he shrugs. He says, she says, he doesn't know. And your friend Deimos, he managed to provoke Telephos to unprecedented levels, and sometimes his power gets away from him.
By the way,
Deimos-
did you meet Bren? He's Telephos' son. Deimos said that Bren was dead, by the way, just 5 minutes ago.
And he's not dead.
No!
Oh, that's so funny.
Oh
That's
my
so
God.
Deimos. I look at Brent
Shake
and
my
I'm like,
head.
did you play along?
He did.
He says, yeah.
I fist bump him.
Ugh.
Telephos rolls his eyes.
You know, after we do the fist bump and like the little explosion, after I'm gonna like turn the little explosion and flip off Telephos and tell him anything happened to Deimos.
Ava covers his eyes again. And Ava covers his eyes again and slaps your hand.
Let's just say we have space here in this land for widows and orphans.
Akelia, she chimes in. She says, now. She says, please, boys, keep it to yourselves. There's bigger issues for us to handle. She
Pull on
says,
the Deimos tether to see what happens.
nothing. Nothing happens.
It
No
tingles,
feedback at
but
all.
nothing.
You feel it tingling, yeah, but there's nothing at all.
About this time, Owen gets a little ding on our little pocket cell phones because I've sent him a recording of the fight.
You videoed it.
Oh yeah, while I was laughing.
And you can
Okay.
see Deimos going, "It's a joke, dude! Bren!"
Oh, Deimos didn't fight back.
No, Deimos wasn't fighting
No.
back. No.
No, Deimos just yelling at Bren to like show that he's alive.
Because the whole joke was he got Bren to play dead, and then but before they could finish the joke where Bren was supposed to moon his dad, Telephos sent Deimos flying into a mountain, and then proceeded to use Deimos as a battering ram to destroy a mountain range.
And Bren couldn't hear him. I think he thought he was saying bread or something else, and so it went on for a while.
It
Okay.
definitely did. So you watched the
So-
video. Akelia says, she says,
hold on. As soon as I finish watching the video, I'm gonna send Adis a message as well, and he's gonna get the whole performance from earlier.
What?
Dude, did you just
with the
reply?
Amazonians.
Did you reply to the video?
Yeah.
It was a
Oh.
group text. I mean, you sent it
No,
to
I
everybody.
sent it to Adis. I mean, you can have it too. I didn't participate. I'm good.
So
Oh,
Akelia.
You sent me a video of the Amazons, is what you said?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Akelia chimes in. She says, "Well, I would like to talk about what exactly happened down below with the darkness and the shadows." And then in Adis, you find out that you accidentally had your volume on your phone turned to max as you hit play on Elwin's video, and all of a sudden the whole area is filled with the sounds of the Amazonians and their cultural practicing their cultural skills, and Ava gasps and covers Bren's ears.
And I say, God damn, Deimos is having a party.
I look
Akelia-
over at Akelia and I say, "Now that is how you handle diplomatic situations." And I wink at her.
she okay. Her
I'm thinking she's
response
like gonna be so proud of me.
her response is unreadable. You see a look come across her face, but you're not sure what the emotion is.
Okay.
And then she waves at you, Adis, to turn it off.
I turned it off.
She says,
I
she says,
say you're welcome.
There was no participation on his part.
she says, thank you. I don't think I needed to hear or know any of that, but assuming you are correct in that diplomatic relations have been established, I suppose I'm grateful. Anyway, darkness, shadow.
Yeah, we ran into a god, and I had to rip her fucking head off.
She says, down below. Is that what that was? Who was it?
I'm assuming with my religious background that I know who that god was, right?
Spider goddess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tell her it was lost. It was lost.
She says,
And oh my word,
Oh.
were we not ready for that? We had already had 2 fights with mind flayers, and then we ran into her. It was pure
says-
luck that we had just enough left to get the fuck out of there.
she says, and neither was I.
Elwyn,
She says, I don't.
she tried to kill your future girlfriend.
But have I told you guys about starting fights without me? It's never good.
We couldn't. Should we have just let her, kill your girlfriend instead of starting the fight?
No, you should.
Ellen, you
wait,
should-
hold on. Elwyn's coming.
Ellen,
Renly
You should have seen
tried,
how-
she wouldn't listen.
Really?
Ellen,
I'm so
you-
proud
you-
of Renly.
Ellen,
Really
you
did
should
try
have
to
seen how
kill
long
her,
it
but-
took them how long it took them to kill a bunch of mind flayers without you there.
Oh my god, we got played so often. They were like, "Oh no, just resurrect our fellow
In our
companions,"
defense-
and then we basically
And
built
the-
them an
and-
army.
In our defense, the second fight, those dudes were empowered by a fucking god. So
They were empowered, but also you guys didn't have any
We were
damage
distracted.
dealers.
Yeah. We
Anyway,
were tapped out. We had nothing.
Well,
okay.
bitch, it's on the list now.
because and also in our defense, we had before we ran into her, we had fought 2 groups of mind flayers, built 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 temples.
Oh, you've been busy. You thrown a
Yeah.
party underwater. Yeah, you did a lot.
Yeah. Yeah,
You threw
I
a party underwater without me?
yeah, we had to do a Kraken rave. Have you ever heard of those?
Yes, Rager with the Kraken that you'll see.
Yeah,
It
we
is
had
one
to use
back.
so much
No,
magic.
I've never been to one.
We have
Um,
video.
I send him a video of it. But this one's a
Okay.
special one, Elwin. What happens when you play this video, so don't play it right now. When you play this video, what will happen is a interactive illusion will pop up, and it'll be as though you were actually there, so you can participate.
I don't want to.
And you do see. I mean, there was a lot of like the Kraken was getting freaky with all the other sea fish ladies and that kind of stuff. But
Been there, done that.
anyway, Ava says.
Down with some fish ladies.
Ava says, "I'm going to bring my child to a place where a conversation more appropriate for children will be happening.
But your son is
Bren,
the
darling."
next topic of conversation.
Says, "Well, oh, are we
The
done
god-
talking about?
The
Are
god
we
wanted you-
finished talking about orgies and all?
Who said
this
orgies?
for this
No
next
one
part.
said orgy.
Oh, good.
All looked to was a sending stone that played the video.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Since Deimos isn't here, I'll explain what's up with her kid. Since
Okay.
me and Deimos saw it. I don't know if Renly saw it. I think Renly saw it, but we'll explain.
So,
what's up with their kid.
Bren definitely has a darkness inside of him. Something has been plaguing him, and they begin to talk, and they begin to you begin to connect some dots. Ava says, "Then that makes sense, because he's always had. I mean, recently he's been having nightmares, talking about a creature that he sees when he's sleeping." And I've been having to tell him that I would cast a spell around him at nighttime in order to get him to sleep. It was a shielding spell to keep whatever it was from not getting out, not getting to him, but from getting away from him, is how he's been saying. And Bren is nodding as he says this. He says, "There's a monster, and if he gets out of me, it'll be so bad."
Well, lucky for you, we need that monster to make something, so we'll get rid of him for you.
Or did you want to be his friend?
What's the monster's name?
Bren. he says, I called him. Well. He says,
Well, like Will
Mis-
Smith?
Mr. He says, no, Mr. Boogeyman.
You get a D for creativity.
He goes, "Hey!" And he glares at you. Right.
Boogeyman.
And then
come on.
he just glares at you angrily, and he raises his hand and he flips you off. And Ava goes, "Look what you've done!" And she slaps his hand and says, "Bren, never do that again."
I like this kid. He's got spunk.
Akelia says, she says, "This is bad news. If this
I know,
child does have
Boogeyman?
something within him that is connected to Lulth." She pauses. She says, "I'm going to have to take some precautions. You carry on without me. Extract this thing as soon as possible. I need to fortify my wards and boundaries.
Should we be doing this
You
in
see
any
her.
place particular? Like, the Shores of Tranquility, or the Luminant Beacnary, or, Damontis?
Yeah, Dame Wantis. Yeah, that's the city that you guys named. Dame Wantis.
Yeah.
I asked
She's-
Akelia if the boy just looks like a boy
To her,
because she has divine true sight, so or she should. I would think she would. So I asked her if the boy just looks like a boy.
she says, "Yes, 'tis a child, but he definitely harbors something of Lolth within him."
Interesting.
Now, I know getting that whatever's in the boy is of extremely importance, but you know what happens. You all saw what happens when part of the team was missing, when we encounter something new, and Deimos is a very important part of the team. We definitely need him.
Maybe we should head to Kildrax, because that might be a good point of focus to, do our... And I wave my hand. Plus, we need to drop off these items. I hold the Kraken puke.
He's got the shadow in him. We gotta have the shadow too.
So might as well just drop it all off together.
I asked Akelia if the whatever she's sensing is attached to the body or the soul.
She says, it's residing in his body, as best as I can tell. But I must go.
Well,
You guys, I trust you to handle this. Renly, it doesn't matter where you do this. All within my realm is appropriate. I must go. And you see her focus, and she vanishes.
I have a solution to this problem.
I'm
If
gonna
we
look
take
at the
her-
kid, and I'm gonna tell him, "That's my girl," and I'm gonna elbow him a little bit, and then wink.
He says, Is she your girlfriend?
Oh yeah.
I'm shaking my head behind him.
He laughs. He says, he laughs and he points at you. He says, "You got a girlfriend? What a dork!"
He's that age.
I just pet his head, yeah. What a dork. Exactly.
He says, "Hope you don't get cooties, cooties, cooties."
I'm gonna get that cooch. I look at Ava and I just hold I don't finish. Nothing. Yes, cooties. That's what I was gonna say.
Child, he's had cooties and he still has them, and you're touching him.
Yeah. So the kid he jumps up and he runs back behind Ava's dress. So Ava says, "Okay, what do you want to do? I think if we're going to extract this thing,
I think we have to.
It is. What do you have in mind?
I can create him a new body identical to the one he's in and put his soul in it, and then we can use the body with the shadow stuck in it for whatever it is the angel needs.
Ava
Sounds
goes,
like a horror movie waiting to happen.
I know.
Ava and Telephos hold their hands up. Ava goes, hold on, hold the boat. She says, "You won't be doing anything with my son's soul, extracting it and moving it to a new body."
It'll be absolutely identical down to the smallest
I
detail
suggest
atom.
we go
to...
and get
Yes.
some advice from Satelliter.
I'm
And she
sure
she
given-
says, "Bren, cover your
given
ears."
I'm sure, given your expertise in magic, you're familiar with the spell clone.
Ava says, "Bren, cover your ears and hum a song." So Bren covers his ears and starts humming a song. And she says, "Unless you fuck it up. Okay? And we're not chancing you fucking it up, because I've seen how you all work."
How many gods
Mhm.
have you killed? I've killed gods. I literally don't fuck shit up. That's Deimos. That's not me.
We
I don't
shoot from the
fuck
hip
up.
most of the time.
No, I will use the
Sometimes
divine
people shoot
power
blanks.
of. I will use some super mojo power to make sure it doesn't. Well, actually, I create the clone first, right? If the clone gets fucked up, we'll know. We don't have to do anything to Bren to create the clone. You're familiar with the spell. We would create the clone, and we'd be able to tell if the process was perfect because the body should be. Because out of character, I'm planning on using Wish to cast it, so it's instantly created and ready.
Let's
No,
really just go and check with Fertilizer and get
She
some
says-
advice from Killdrack before we do anything crazy.
I know
Hold
how to
on,
clone. The soul-moving process is what I'm talking about.
So before we continue with the cloning conversation, I might be misunderstanding here. I might be the stupid one, but we don't need to get Bren out of the shadow. We need to get the shadow out of Bren. Is what I thought we were doing.
Correct.
Yep.
But instead of worrying, but if we do it this way, my thought was if we use a clone to just move his soul to the body, since Akelia said the shadow seems to be attached to the body, not the soul. If we try to tear the soul out or tear the shadow or force it out, we could irreparably harm Bren.
Why don't we do it backwards? Create your clone. We just mark it a little different, like give him a giraffe birthmark on his left butt cheek so we can tell them apart. And you put the shadow in the clone and leave Bren in his body.
Yeah, we could try that.
I had this little spell called Exorcism, because we had
You
that
do?
happening. I do. I have a lot of spells,
Holy
a lot of
crap.
rituals, and a lot of stuff that I don't use, okay?
Holy
Well,
crap!
I have other spells that could force shit out too. I just don't want to hurt the kid because I saw what happened to Deimos over just a joke.
All right, I'm here now. He can't hurt you guys. And
Okay.
I
You
look
say
over
that.
at.
You did here. I pull out the video and I replay the part where he destroys like a 200, 300, 400, 500 mile long mountain range. Yeah, you sure about that?
I'm gonna pull out the video, and point out the fact that I was like a 500-foot tall god fighting another god.
And down at the bottom, you see me
both of you
sitting at
guys-
a table just eating.
Both of you guys roll dexterity, sleight of hand checks.
I'm not good at those either.
Wait, do I have lucky? No, I don't have lucky. Do I have lucky?
Adis, you intend to show him the video, but you accidentally pull up the video of the Amazon orgy, and it starts blasting out over your phone because your volume is still at max level. Ava gasps, shocked, grabs Bren and teleports away, or she tries to, but she can't teleport here. She picks him up and she starts walking away. Annabella, she tugs on your shoulder because she's sitting on your shoulder. Renly, all of a sudden, she says, "Renly, what's that sound?"
Diplomatic.
That
The
means
video-
that
it's called
Elwyn is
diplomatic
fucking up
immunity.
again.
What?
Did you
Yes.
not see the look Akelia gave you?
She was so proud of me.
Oh boy.
Um,
I-
uh,
I'm just shaking my
Annabella
head
Jane.
at you.
I will fix my volume. Show him
Anna-
I called
the
those
correct video.
diplomatic negotiations.
That's not what Akelia thinks.
Annabella Jane, she's on your shoulder, Renly. She says, "Oh, I always wanted to be a diplomat when I grow up."
You're gonna follow Akelia's example of a diplomatic relation advice thing, but not Elwyn's. Different tutors, dear.
And I say sorry to the lady. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry again. Deimos keeps sending me these like inappropriate videos.
Oh, Deimos? He sent you a video? Ask him where he's at.
I whisper in Elwyn's ear, I'm just making an excuse for your video. I just whisper in your ear and say I'm just making an excuse for your video. I'm blaming it on Deimos.
Ava,
I'm
Ava
proud of
says,
my video.
Ava says, "I'd rather you not tell lies." She says, We all know that Damus could never be involved in something like that. He's too incompetent. No woman
Oh,
in her
oh,
right mind.
I sent her on her phone the video of that day in that room where those chicks came in. The two chicks came in to Damos's room and got all up in his shit that Renly took for us.
Wait. So like the twin angels?
Yeah.
No,
That was a harsh day for
he tackled
everyone.
them away. He tackled them away because because
Yeah,
Ellen
the
was
video,
trying to.
but the video cuts out before that part. It
Okay.
only shows the one like getting all up in his bed naked and shit.
Ava, she's rapidly deleting them off her cell phone. Keep your
All
videos
right,
to yourself.
Can we get on with this?
Okay. Anyway.
I'm worried about Deimos.
Okay. So, what do you guys
I
want to
can-
do? How do you want to handle Bren? And do you want to go try to find Deimos, or what do you want to do?
I can
I
get.
want to
Deimos.
do the Deimos first.
Can you give me back a spell slot, like a 9th level spell slot? I can bring
Yes.
Deimos back.
I gave you back a spell slot.
All right, I will
What?
cast Call Forth Ally and bring Deimos back, because I can call him from anywhere in the multiverse.
It doesn't work.
What?
I paged Deimos on the offending stone.
It
I'm
didn't
like,
work.
Deimos.
He is somewhere not in the multiverse, Elwin, because my spell did not work.
Or he might be sleeping.
Well, at least he's still alive.
No,
That's for
no,
sure.
He said he did. He said
I would
it didn't
feel
work.
if he would ever die. He's
Oh
my
wait, no,
soulmate.
I don't do that, Midas. I'm sorry. We had spec that spell, so they have to be on the same plane, so I can't do that.
Okay.
I could try using a wish to bring him here, Ellen, but that could have unforeseen consequences.
You bring a Deimos from a different parallel universe.
Oh, here, I can try this. It might work. Hey, Akelia, if you would be so kind as to not stop this, and I will cast a gate, and I will name. His name is actually Deimos, right, Ellen?
Yep.
And I named Deimos.
Yeah, it doesn't work either.
Like, it doesn't open?
It doesn't even open.
Now, do I know that it's because it couldn't connect to a destination, or because something here prevented it from, like, Akelia didn't stop it, right?
Okay, it did not stop it.
Okay. It couldn't find it couldn't find wherever he is, Elwin. Which is crazy. Because that's a 9th level spell. It's super powerful.
In that case, we should head over to the Luminant Beaconary because maybe they have a
Oh.
telephone there.
No, Elwin, use that tower thingy. Is that what the beacon is?
That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys
You
head over.
There's so many places we've been on this specific plane that I can't remember the names of all of them. There's like the beaconary.
Yes,
there's
let's
like
head to
3 other
the
towers.
beaconary.
Okay.
Teleport us there, homie.
I teleport us there, homie.
All right. You guys go to the Luminant Beaconary. Okay. So Luminant
I'm gonna
Beaconary.
look
You
at
know,
Ava, and I'm gonna say, "No, that's how you teleport." I'll show you later.
That
she
would be
nods.
very
She says,
helpful.
yes, that would be nice. You teleport over to the Luminant Beaconary, which is not, I mean, this is a massive continent, so but it's also, D&D, so like people can move quickly from place to place, that kind of stuff. So you get there, and this place is populated now, so there's creatures all around the place. There are pilgrims that travel to the Beaconary to try to see visions of what's going on in other worlds, that kind of stuff. There are definitely, when you get there are definitely people talking about the massive orgy that happened earlier in the day, just a few hundred miles north.
Right, and everybody's behaving diplomatically, so it was a
Yeah.
success. Great success.
Yeah. I mean, the stories have inflated. They say like, and that guy, from down below, the sorcerer. Yeah, that one. You mean the one who speaks with fire? Yeah. He was up in the sky the whole time watching it while a bunch of hot chicks were like banging each other for hours. What? And he didn't do anything about it? No, he didn't do a thing at all. Man, he must be gay. Yeah, that's what I think too.
Excellent.
Ava's holding Bren's ears the whole time while you guys are approaching the Beaconary. Okay, So you guys arrive at the tower. What do you want to do?
You're the one that knows how to use it, Owen.
I'm so distraught and worried about Deimos that Renly, you you do it.
Sure, I don't shape him some underwear.
Oh, I already put my robes back on.
Oh, good. Okay. And I'm going to be like, let's see here. How does this work again?
I've never used it, so I
um,
don't know.
so all the so it's been repaired since the last time Akelia has renovated it and fixed it up and brought it back to functioning the way it was supposed to.
I will
So
look
all
for those like guide maps
the
on the
orbs.
wall that'll be like, yeah, or what to click, and I'll be like, okay, here we go. And I'll be like, Demos, Dinas, Demos.
Okay, all the floating
I
orbs in the
touch one
sky.
ball and another ball.
Yeah, you managed through dumb luck to get it to work. Okay, you start opening up visions of other worlds, other places. You see it's searching. The power of this thing is searching and opening up windows, viewing portals to other places. And as you do, you see it flashing around, flashing back and forth, flashing back and forth. I need you, Renly, to roll a Arcana check.
Ooh, I'm not good at those. All right.
Okay. Um. As it's gonna take a while. You're not having much luck.
This could take a while. Does anyone want tea? Tea? Toast.
I kind of move her out the way, like not in a mean way, but like in a
Shuffle?
like I'm really worried about my best friend and buddy. And I try to hurry it up, even though knowing I might fuck it up and make it take longer. But if there's that little hope that I can get it to work properly, I'm gonna take it.
Okay. All right. So roll Arcana check.
Oh, I'm not good at those either.
Here, I'll roll for you.
Oh, okay. All right. So the two of you working together, you reach up there, and you manage to find the right floating orb, and you point it off in a direction in the sky that is, like, wait, this makes no sense. It shouldn't be what could possibly be over here, but you manage to do it anyway, and focus. You see nothing through the orb. You just get static. But with Adis, your expertise in Arcana, you manage to pinpoint a little bit of something. Yeah, yeah. Like if you ever guys had VCRs, you're adjusting the tracking. You're just screwing around with the dial, trying to get the static to go
Yeah,
away.
or the TV, like you're getting that signal and you're like, almost there, they're still static.
Yeah, yeah. So you can't see anything. Static comes through, but Elwyn, you managed to get a ping on your cell phone.
Is it the tracker I put on Deimos's phone?
Yes.
Even
Or
better?
you get a text message.
Okay. What's it say?
It's been a great run. I love you, brother.
That's your face.
Goodbye.
With my chimichanga.
If Deimos and I ever had a son or a daughter, its name would be Chimichanga.
It would. And the bro would be Taco.
Tequila.
Oh, how many weeks has it been? And with Euphemia, oh my god.
mean, we were down
Okay.
on that on the material plane for like a couple of days, so like maybe like 4 hours went by up here.
Okay. So you don't know. I mean, you're
I know
the
where.
signal is so faint. The signal is so faint that you have no idea what where, and you can't see him.
Well, Euphemia's on the moon.
One keyword. She's on the moon, and so, I mean, we can come to conclusion that he's on the moon.
Renly,
Okay.
can you cast your one spell on me and you?
Oh, which one?
The one that'll let us take a long rest in an hour? Because me and you can't do anything right now. We are
Oh,
so
I can't
freaking-
cast it myself.
You can't cast it on yourself?
No,
Is it
I
an
don't think
actual
so.
spell?
Yeah.
If you cast it on me, then when I get out of it, I can cast it on you. Or I can simultaneously cast it on you.
Oh, you're wishing it? Okay.
Yeah, I just need to know the name. So we can simultaneously cast it on each other to get a long rest in an hour. And then we can go with Elwyn.
Here we are.
Yeah. Because right now, me and Renly can't do a whole lot of anything. We like fought a god like 30 minutes ago.
I'll cast it on. I can do it 4 times, so I guess I'll cast it on.
Oh, Elwyn will need it too because he used some shit while he was doing his diplomatic outreach.
Let me see.
Negotiations.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'll cast it on you and Elwyn, and also Ava and what was it, Telfos? Just so that
Okay.
this Bren can totally sleep on them. So yeah.
And I'll cast it on Renly.
Okay. All right. So we'll long rest everybody,
Mhm.
and it takes an hour.
Yay!
We can figure out what the time dilation is for where, you know, Deimos is versus us. Like every minute, we can be like, "How long has passed?" And then we'll know.
So an hour's gone by, right?
Yeah. So how long has passed for him?
And I've had time to contemplate, and I look over at Elwyn, and I go, Elwyn, you know what? If he's where you think he is, that means that bitch stopped me from getting him, so, yeah. Do with that what you will. I mean, that really hot, sexy elf stopped me from getting him. I mean, totally did not call her a bitch.
You're the one who really likes Euphemia, weirdly enough.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, because I wasn't with you guys when you went through all the shit with her, so my character sees a totally different person than y'all do. It's like hot, sexy, gray-skinned elf, and you all see like, I don't know, whatever you all see.
When the whole
The
world sees
most
it differently.
despicable being ever.
I've spent 100.
She killed me once.
I spent 100 years in hell and all that shit. I haven't seen anything from her that tops the shit I saw down there.
I mean, she almost abandoned Quigley at one point. I mean, I was just like, not Quigley. But yeah, moving on. I guess we find out what the time dilation is. How long has passed for Deimos in that 1 hour?
Can we communicate with him like real time, or did I just like get that message?
That was just a random little message that came through. You can try to text
damn.
back,
Never
but the
mind.
static is still really bad.
So there was probably like
I'm gonna look at.
that was probably a whole paragraph, and then what he typed is just what we got.
Wait, hold on. I don't think that's Deimos. He spelled every word correctly.
Insight check on the text message.
It was voice dictated. It was voice dictated.
That's why it's accurate.
Voice
spelled
text.
correctly, and it's not in crayon.
And when you see
Wait, no,
the draft,
Deimos
then you see
doesn't
his
know
regular
proper-
stuff.
Deimos doesn't know proper communicated common, so it still wouldn't come out that good.
I'm gonna look at Renly, and I'm gonna say, "Fly me to the moon,
We gotta go.
so
up
we
the
can
plane.
play among the stars."
The
Are
moon
you
and back?
okay?
Okay, baby.
That's a good song.
Ah.
Okay, so where are you going? What are you guys doing?
We're going
Guess
to the moon.
we're
To
gonna
the
go
moon,
up one
baby.
plane, I think. Is it one plane up? Yeah, Lunaria.
You going to Lunaria?
Yeah.
Hmm.
We're
Okay.
going to the moon, like literally the moon.
That's where she's at. Is that moon's in the plane of Lunaria.
Okay.
If he's on Euphemia's moon, then that's the plane we would need to go to.
We should just be to Euphemia. Wherever she is, she'll.
I will
I would never
uh,
pray to her.
Yeah,
I will
when I say
offer
we,
up a
I look at Adis.
I will offer up a prayer to Euphemia. I will say, "Hey, what's up, homegirl? I'm just checking in and see how you doing on your new moon." And I was just happening to wonder if somebody that you dislike and despise wholeheartedly happened to impact into your moon like an asteroid or something like that. Hit me
We
back.
can take
So you guys,
off her hands.
you're doing this from Lunaria, right?
No, I'm doing it from here.
Okay, from here. Um, Adis. Let me think here.
I mean, we
I
got
have
the moon and be merry.
I have always been nice to her.
True,
Offer her
true. Okay.
tribute.
It was actually my suggestion to give her the moon, so just saying.
Okay. Okay, so you guys are settled here, and you begin to pray. Adis, you're reaching out to Euphemia. And it's getting
I
later
shine a
here.
moonbeam on Adis to help.
Okay. It's getting later. It's getting later in the day here, and even though Elysium is always bright and sunny, there are actually from this place you can see a couple moons in the sky, and you're not exactly sure if Euphemia is goddess of those moons or if she's goddess of all moons or how it all works out. But somewhere along the way, as the daylight begins to drift away, Adis, you do get a response.
Okay.
What do you want?
Oh, I was just wondering if somebody that you don't like happened to, I don't know, maybe drop by one of your moons or your moon recently, maybe?
Demas.
She smiles a bit. She says, "And what if someone that I don't like did happen to show up on one of my moons?"
Well, we're trying to save this kid, and we kind of need that person you might not like's help. And we were wondering if maybe we could come collect that annoyance so he's no longer disturbing your moon. If said person was actually there. Hypothetically speaking, of course.
Before I kick your ass, ho.
She says, she says, "Hmm. Well, I guess." She says, "No, I'm not letting him come back. Not yet."
Elwin says, just for the record, these are his words, not mine, and I hope this will not impact our relationship whatsoever. But Elwin told me to tell you that if you don't let him come back, he said I'm gonna kick your ass. And he called you a hoe. And he called you a hoe. Yeah, he said I'm gonna come kick your ass, hoe.
She laughs a
His
bit.
words, not mine.
She says, "Deimos and I have a relationship. Let's just put it that way. And this is the first time in who knows how long that he and I have actually been able to sit down and have a decent conversation. And when I
Wait,
say
are you
decent
just getting it on?
conversation, when I say decent conversation, I mean on the moon there's no air, so he can't talk and I just speak."
Elwin,
That's brutal.
Deimos is totally having fun. So, what are you telling him?
Oh, all kinds of things. But also, I'm holding him there until he agrees to do something for me. And he hasn't done that yet, so I'm not letting him go. But also, it's. She says,
But he's not in any danger, right? at the moment
She
while
says,
you're
"Oh, he's
waiting
running
for
out of
him
air.
to. Well, then he won't be able to help you if you don't give him some air.
No, he's got to agree to help me.
But but if he can't talk, how can he agree to help you?
He'll. Hmm. That's a good point. I would say that most people are smart enough to come up with a way to indicate their agreement,
This
but he's not really
Deimos.
that smart."
She finally got a nod.
she says, "Fuck." She says,
Out of everyone in
"Also,
the world.
That would have only gonna maybe work because it's Deimos on that moon.
she says, also it won't be easy bringing him back." She says,
Oh, what?
"Oh, he's on a moon, all right. A moon very far from here. It's gonna
Oh, so
take."
he's not on the one in Lunaria then.
Oh no, no,
He's on
no,
our
no,
Earth moon,
That
man.
explains a lot.
no.
Well, could you
He's
possibly provide him with a little bit of air so Elwyn will not be thinking his friend's gonna die so that we can save this kid? And then once you've gotten your agreement from Deimos, then we'll go fetch him for you so he can do your favor.
there'll be no. She says, "You don't understand. You guys," and she looks at all of you, and even at Telephos and Ava. She says, "Won't be doing any fetching. The place Deimos is at is a place you don't want to go, and
I would go
honestly wouldn't
anywhere
be
for
able to go.
Deimos.
No. This is a place far more dangerous, far more." She says, "It your little minds can't comprehend how dangerous this place is. There are beings in this world that could erase all of us with a thought. No, no one's going there. If Deimos is coming back, I'll bring him back, but first he has to agree with me."
Well, can you provide him with some air so he won't die, so Deimos won't, or so Elwyn will be not so mad?
Ah, what's the fun in
Let's
that?
let's just
He can't
get one thing
agree.
straight.
Because we need Elwyn to be able to help us save this kid, and right now he is incredibly distracted because he's worried about Deimos dying.
Have
She
you
looks-
guys
Do it as
seen?
a favor for me, and I'll give her like a spiritual like winky wink.
Ugh, flirting. Ugh.
That's disgusting.
I don't have the same relationship y'all do with her.
Ugh.
She looks at you for a little bit, a curious look on her face, and she says, interesting." Says,
Not even my orgy can get me. You just ruined my. Thanks for raining on my parade.
Your godhood of erectile dysfunction or lymphaticness
Yeah, it's
upgraded.
it's like yeah,
I just
that
cured-
level.
I just cured you, Elwyn.
She says,
Um,
there you go. If in order to keep, that's the missing piece in your meditation, Elwyn, to keep yourself under control. All you have to do is picture Euphemia."
You pictured this very moment of flirting, and that's it. That's all you need.
that's it. I just want everybody to know, anything happens to Deimos, something's gonna snap, and this world, any world, every world, might be in danger.
As
that
long as your
happens.
rampage doesn't occur on Shah Hakim, you can do whatever the hell you
My
want.
rampage will go everywhere,
Nothing.
especially your face.
Why is it my fault that
Euphemia
Deimos pulled
says-
a prank on Telephos and got knocked into oblivion?
Euphemia says, yes. What if Deimos comes back? She says, that's entirely up to him. All he has to do is agree with a couple
What
very
do you want him to do?
very
Hold on,
small
what do you want him to
demands.
do?
Very small demands on my part.
See, this is where we're not seeing eye to eye. Uh, you're demanding something, and that's just not right. So, if you think demanding something is okay, then I guess I'm gonna demand from you to tell me what the hell it is that you want him to agree to. And if I say that it's okay, then you can for sure know that Deimos is okay, and you can bring him right. It's okay with it, and you can bring him right back. If I don't think it's right, then we're gonna have some problems.
She looks at you, like, just like
You know,
an,
I
like
can speak for Deimos.
a no nonsense kind of like look. She says, "Yeah, you guys always were butt buddies." Hmm.
I just nod.
I
The
never
best
thought I would get
buddies.
to experience this breadth of diplomacy from you, Elwin. This is very enlightening.
She pauses for a
Imagine we
second.
need an orgy.
She says, "So you're saying that you can give agreement for Deimos, and that'll count?"
Yes,
Hmm.
100%.
She says, "Okay, fine." She says, "Two things. I only needed two things from him." It's a bit. She looks around. She says, "Here, here." She snaps her fingers, right, and a portal opens up, right, to Lunaria. She says, "I don't want any other ears to hear." And she steps through it.
I take a big breath.
No, I think she came to us, or are we going to her?
And I'll
You,
step
now,
through.
she's opening she's opening a portal to bring you to Lunaria.
Oh. Okay.
Are you guys? Who's going through? All
I'm
of you
going.
or none of you? Okay, you're going.
I'm already
Yeah,
through.
Renly, you going? Okay, so the three of you go.
I told them we'll be right back.
Yeah, you leave. You leave Ava, Telefos, and Shirley, Annabella, Jane, and all over there. Okay, so you're on the moon overlooking Lunaria. So this is Lunaria. That's what you see because you're on the moon. um, and Euphemia says, "It's like, don't worry, there's air here. You can breathe." She says,
Most kind of you.
"Okay, all right. Here's what's going on. I'm in a bit of an awkward situation. You see, I'm the goddess of the moon now, and I really like it, and I'm not gonna give it up. But the former goddess of the moon, um, specifically the Drow Moon, was someone who was kind of, helpful to me. You remember her, us, and I think she's still alive."
Hey,
A good thing.
What?
That's a good thing. Continue.
Say what now? Are we bringing another goddess back?
That's like our thing.
Yeah.
We
that's
got
our
this.
thing.
We can do this.
All right, where's she at?
She says,
Does
"You remember
she
her?"
like orgies?
She says, "Elistray. She helped us out a long time ago. She brought us
Yeah,
back
pendants
from the
and stuff.
dead. Yeah. She was helpful to us, and honestly, she was great. I followed her. I believed in her and all that. But now, but she's been quiet for a long time, and now I find myself having taken up this position, and I don't want to give it up. And
Okay.
I know that if I went and helped her, I'd probably have to give her her spot back, and I'm not willing to do that.
Nah, that's not how it works.
But I think she's still alive.
Is that the
So,
god that they got in a fight with on this plane that was corrupted out of character? That
No.
was corrupted?
No.
No.
no, that was
Okay.
Saloon. Saloon.
Oh, okay.
Elistray is goddess of the Drow. but her power is very moon based, but she's not she wasn't Saloon, the actual goddess of the moon,
Oh, okay.
right?
So she was like a
So
secondary god of the moon.
yeah, minor goddess
So
of the moon.
this isn't even her domain then.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So,
wouldn't have to
so
keep anything.
yeah,
We can find her
Euphemia
something.
says Euphemia says I don't want her having to do with the moon at all. Okay.
What if she was your
That's
disciple?
cool. I got some Amazons that might need a goddess, as
Yeah,
long as she's down for some kinky things.
we'll find a place for her. We've been putting gods in power.
Yeah, we need some other gods at other places.
Yeah.
We're like
Okay.
Glitter
Looking up
Gold
the
wasn't
mountain now
god
at the
of,
rest of the levels we need to get through, we'll probably need
um,
more gods.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever
Glitter
heard
Gold,
of kingmakers? We're god makers. We
Glitter
got
Gold,
this.
Glitter Gold didn't used to be the god of the infinite anal figure.
We see a speck of glitter down on that map.
Yeah, glitter gold sparkles down on the map below, and he spells something out across the continent. He spells out "fuck you" in the mountain range. Okay,
Eclair.
Euphemia.
Yeah, we can save her for you as like a, you know, because she was your former goddess, and we can find a place for her, not
Now,
related to the
that
moon.
was number one. You said two things.
She says, "Yeah, Deimos has to let me peg him with a moon rock."
Oh.
That's fine.
Let me see the moon rock.
Wait, you had a thing for Deimos? Is this what all
No.
of this was about?
She says, "No, it's a matter
I
of
knew
principle."
it.
She means to throw a rock at him.
No,
That
she wants to
kind of
put it
thing.
in his butthole.
Oh wait, you want to do that? Oh,
I
oh,
incite her. I'm inciting Euphemia.
Yeah, it's a matter of principle, she says, and also because she says to get him back here, he has to ingest a little bit of moon dust because it's so far away, and it'd be extremely difficult. I don't even know how he got there. I have to send a bit of my consciousness. This is well beyond the astral plane. I have to send a bit of my consciousness out there and just barely materialize on that moon. I don't know how
Okay,
he
so I rolled a
managed.
46. Is she lying to herself? Like, does she have a
No.
thing for Deimos?
No, not at all. Not
Oh,
at all.
okay, fine. Oh,
Okay,
I was
so-
hoping
so-
things would make sense.
I honestly thought the two favors were gonna be marriage and make babies. Out of character,
Alright,
I say that.
Here, Elwin, you want to see the moon rock?
Yes.
She says, "Okay, I just fashioned this out of moon rock. So remember, he needs to ingest some moon dust so I can move him back here. But I think this would be a fun way for it to get it in his body."
His head bigger.
He said tentacles, and we all saw it on video.
Oh, hold on. We need we need some sort of comparison here. So, like, is this thing like 6 inches long, a foot long, or
It's a
is
chess
it-
piece.
or
To
is it
scale?
like this is, or is this like the size of a humanoid?
Yeah, it's an exaggerated humanoid size. It's not like 2 feet long or anything like that.
Okay, so like 8 inches.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
sure.
grab
A
the
solid
sending
10.
stone. I'm
Oh,
gonna grab the sending stone and be like, Deimos, eat dirt, eat moon dust, eat dirt.
You're standing right next to her, and
I know. But he can probably do that, like he's had
well,
tentacles.
whether he
missed a
does
lot.
that, I don't think even if he eats the moon dust there and she brings him back, it's gonna absolve him of this requirement. So.
Oh, this is the way I look at it, and I'm sure Deimos would agree. So, Euphemia did not put him there. She would actually be doing us a favor by helping bringing him back. Now,
She nods.
in return for that, we would just have to rescue, as payback, a favor for a favor, help illustrate, and then just as a little extra for her amusement, um, Deimos would have a dildo made out of moon rock in his butthole for how long?
She says, the duration of the journey back. Not quite instant, but less than a day.
And I feel that as Deimos did start this, um, I think that is a very
Karma?
comprehensible request of you, and I am going to agree in
Yes,
Deimos'
Insight,
behalf.
insight check on Elwyn.
Oh, I'm for 100% being honest.
Yeah. She smiles. She says, Elwyn, you always were the more reasonable of the two, of the party. Yes. All right. I
So
will start.
Yeah, yeah.
she says,
Go ahead.
I will start the process. She
All
pulls out her sending stone, and she says, please speak into the camera and say something to the effect of, I, Elwyn, um, agree that it's okay for Euphemia to peg Deimos, just so I can show him the video so he knows.
I say, I, Elwyn, have agreed to the terms of Deimos being pegged by Euphemia as a payment for her bringing him back from the moon that he transported himself to for being dumbass.
cut off after you said pegged by Euphemia. Just cut off there.
she says, you see Euphemia smile. She giggles like a schoolgirl, and there's even a little bit of a squeal in there, and a bit of a snort as she laughs. She says, "All right." She says, "He'll be back." She says, "Like I said, sometime between a minute and a day."
All right,
And
Euphemia,
she
before you go,
yeah. She says, "What?"
before you go, since we started, this is the first deal that we made after you became a goddess, and I feel that we've both been fair to each other. I think that might open the door for, even if it's not a friendship, because I don't think we'll ever have a friendship, but a partnership, business partnership. I would like to take this opportunity and ask you some questions that you might help us with another problem. And after I ask my questions, then you can decide whether you'd like to answer it or if you'd like something in return for the information.
She
It's
begins
all
to
good.
she begins to scowl at you. What's your question?
So, my friends here had an encounter with a drow goddess. I don't know if you might have some information on her. Lolth. She just kicked their ass. I told him not to fight her, not to fight anything without me, because, I'm Ellen. But she kind of kicked their ass, and she tried to kill my girlfriend. And I just want to know if you know of any weaknesses or any information that would be useful for us.
You see her face just like get really angry. She says, "Loth." She's holding in all kinds of frustration. She says, and after a moment goes by, she calms herself down. She says, "You'd let me know when you're gonna go fight that bitch, and I will spike her for free."
Oh yeah, because
Awesome.
she's gonna die soon. She kind of pissed me off.
She's taking over the material plane.
Yeah,
Just an
Yeah,
FYI.
I don't even care.
I fill her in. I fill her in on everything that she is now in charge of the prime material plane and all that stuff, just to piss her off a little more.
Ooh, that's what we can do with. No, never mind. But that bitch is gonna die.
She says, "So that's what's been happening." She says,
So,
"I wondered
so
why I haven't been able to see Tandesh too well. She's been blocking my view from the moon.
What a
Fucking bitch."
cunt, huh?
check this out. You know how you've probably even had one of these in your life. You know those epic fights, right? Where it comes right down to the wire. You win. Everybody on your side's like exhausted to the point of passing out, bleeding all over the place. You're done. You can't fight for another second, right? Yeah, that's what happened to us. And then that bitch showed up like one of those people who's like, I'm gonna walk in after all my friends, I let them die to weaken the enemy, and now I'm gonna stroll in while they're weak and kill everybody and be like, "Ooh, I'm so cool." That's what that bitch tried to do.
Cool story, bro. Okay, so I'm going to go get Deimos back here, and then along the way, if you decide you want to fight Lolth, you let me know, and I will come spike her. Okay?
Deal.
Sounds good.
Deal.
Okay. Good.
Wait,
And Elwyn,
one more thing. Can I get a picture
what?
of Deimos with the moon rock up his ass
She smiles.
for
Just
future diplomatic
I waved sending stone.
negotiations?
Is it gonna be for
she says
Diplomacy 101 manual?
she smiles. She says, "I'm gonna carve it in the moon."
Oh, we need a you have to send us a
Statue
picture
there.
of it too, so we can have a visual record so that we can make statues of it.
She nods. She
That
says, "Fine."
that'll be Deimos's altar.
She says, "Fine." Also, Elwyn,
What up?
don't get any ideas about you and me. You're a slut, and it'll never happen. And she turns
I'm a
away
changed
and she
man.
vanishes.
You just got rejected, Elwood. That never happens. What the hell?
Dude, I feel so dirty right now. I just
But-
want to deal with Euphemia.
But women never reject you, man. What's going on?
That's
Are
not
you
a woman.
okay? But she's got pretty face, big tatas. Presumably
I'm
the
just staring
JJ.
at you, Adolf, like, like, what is wrong with you? Like, that is euphemia. And then I'm looking at Elvin and shaking my head, going like, not like this. What did you do? Oh my god.
I'm staring at y'all like, what the hell's wrong with y'all?
And like full body shudder. But yay!
Well, there you go, Ellen. Deimos will be back soon. Now we got a shatter to deal with while we wait for him to get back. Unless
Okay.
you think we need him
So-
for it.
She made a way for you to get back to Elysium. So she left the portal open, and you guys re-arrive, and you're back where Ava and Telephos and the rest of them are.
Oh, Elwin, if your Music of the Spheres was... Oh no, time's slower up here. Never mind. So, or no, it would be back. Your Music of the Spheres, if it had been used up, it would be back, by the way.
Yeah, we'll be back. Ava says, she says, as enjoyable as this has been, and as much of a educational trip for Bren as it has been, he's learned many new things today, isn't that right? And she looks at
Can you
Bren,
flip her off?
and and Bren giggles. He just giggles. She says, "It is time for us to retire for the evening. Bren is getting tired, and he's a young boy. He needs to sleep."
Are you like one of those overprotective moms? That
She glares at you.
Oh,
That's
Bren is
gonna, like,
listening.
I am-
it's gonna be like so overprotective that the kid ends up being like super problematic. I have that feeling.
She says, "I'm
If
a
he was a
very
girl, he'd be
good
a stripper."
mother." She just
Well,
looks
we
at
don't
you and
wanna
she
go
glares.
Elwin, we don't need someone else on a moon. Stop.
You
She says,
can't do that to me.
"We're going to bed. We're going to go retire and put our son down." She says,
Are you gonna give him a bottle too, or
Akelia?
is he still a breastfeed?
she just you
Elwin,
see
why are
her
you being
her
so
starts
mean? We literally brought these dudes back to life. Why are you being a butthead?
Annabelle and I both go,
Just sent Deimos to the moon. That's why I'm being a butthead.
Yeah, but Telephos did that, not her. Be a butt to Telephos, not to her. She
yeah!
didn't do it.
Ooh, that was still funny though.
Tavis totally deserved it.
Ava, Ava says, to you. She says, "I don't know why you're being so rude, Elwyn." She says, "Maybe tomorrow you'll be in a better mood." She says, "Bren, it's bedtime." And she turns and she says, "Akelia has provided us she says living quarters near here." She says, "If you want," she leans in. She says, "If you want to see the manifestation of his shadow, it happens when he sleeps." And
Let's go.
she turns and she waves and a wave of sound and wind picks her and Bren up and moves them towards the place where Kelia has given them. There's a set of buildings off, in the distance. Telephos is still standing there as they go away, and he he looks at you, Elwyn, and he waves his hand, and you can hear the whispering in the wind because he doesn't speak. He says he says, um, just she actually is a good mother.
I know she is. I'm just fucking with you guys. And you're lucky Deimos didn't fight back.
And then I look
he
towards you,
smiles.
Elwyn, and I'm like, him? You're nice too?
He smiles and nods a little bit, and then he waves a hand as well, and a cloud of air just picks him up as well, and starts floating him over to where they are.
Actually, don't think Telephos is the same Telephos that we, last fought with. I actually think Telephos now is like Telephos to the order of magnitude of 10 now, because we use like super, like massive, awakened, uber above God power to bring him back to life. So I think he's like a lot more powerful than he was.
Well, then that should be true for everybody. And
Oh, she seems a whole lot more powerful than she was too, since like they have a whole different aura about them since when we brought them back. I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm sure Deimos didn't even get hurt by him destroying mountains using Deimos as a hammer, but I think he's stronger than when he fought with us against the demons. I think our power when we brought them back did something to the two of them, and maybe, just maybe, because it's Ben, right? The
Bren.
kid Bren was born after we brought them back, right?
Yeah.
So what if some of that power has leaked into their kid, and that's why the stupid spider bitch is after him, and maybe this shadow is like a manifestation of it.
wait, what if since we brought them back and then they had a kid, it's like if he was our kid. Is that my child? Mari,
Godson.
you are the father.
Okay.
All right. I ready up Exorcism, the spell,
Okay.
and I'm hoping that we can communally cast it if someone has Music of the Spheres left, so we can up it. And I'll use my 10th level.
Give me 1 second
Wait,
here. I got
I
something
don't
I
have
wanna. I'm assuming he's gonna get put in a bed, right?
Yeah.
I'm hungry.
So what I'm gonna do is, because I know Elwyn's got super magic powers, I'm gonna have Elwyn move his bed out of the way for me, and I am going to create a just for safety's sake, I'm going to create a let's see here. It has to be inverted, right? An inverted magic circle, I think.
Okay. For what?
Or they may have changed it. It'll be a containment to keep whatever the shadow thing is. I'm assuming it's like a fiend or something. To keep it from going anywhere.
Okay.
because we need it. So if she forces it out, I don't want it going anywhere.
Okay.
So I'll put a magic circle under his bed.
All right. So you go see the dwelling place that Akelia has set up for them, and it's pretty nice. It's there's a lot of creature comforts there, since she can make anything she wants in this realm. You go in and you hear Ava's voice, very softly, melodically singing to her child, and you guys quietly approach the bedroom door, and you don't really enter. You're just looking out, and you see him in bed, tucked in. He's got a little stuffed animal with him, and she's singing to him. She's singing a little melody to him, and she's a bard. She's has a very lovely voice, and she's like rubbing his head, and he's slowly drifting off to sleep. And she leans over, she kisses him. She says, "Good night, son." She says, "Don't worry." She says, "The shields are in place.
Here.
The shields are in place. The darkness will not be able to get out of you." And
Why does she want to keep it in?
She's pacifying him.
Bren thinks that if it gets out, it will do like
Oh god,
the
yeah,
way
I
Bren
remember the
described it is
conversation.
like he's like containing some bad power, and if he lets it out, bad shit will happen.
Which probably will happen, but yeah.
Okay. She stands up, and she walks out of the room, and she puts.
Wait a minute. Hold on. I just had a terrifying thought, Elwin. Given where we are, given what created this, are we sure we want it to come out here?
The moon? Yeah.
No, the shadow is connected to her, the bitch down below. We let the shadow out in this plane, it basically gives her an open door into it.
Chesmodius will kick her out of because he doesn't like that, so she knows she's not going to be here very long.
Just thought I'd point it out.
Is it like a vampire? Like once it's invited in, it's like forever? You can't kick it the fuck back out?
I think we all shrug.
Well, I don't know how extensive. Like I know, if I tried to, or if someone in the material plane tried to open a gate into this realm, Kelly could stop it. But what I'm thinking is that, like, if we let the shadow out here, it's basically like someone here opening the door for her, and Akelia might not be able to stop that. At least not right away. Well, I just thought I would mention it.
I've already begun casting.
Well, at the very least, we could prepare for the possibility that shit could go even more wrong than we think it will.
I give you a thumbs up while I continue to cast.
I got an idea. You do the exorcism?
Mm-hmm.
Or no, we don't do the exorcism. Let's wait to see what happens. Because she says it comes out at night. If you guys want to see it. It takes an hour.
I think you're going to talk to it before I'm done.
Okay. So it'll take an hour. So there'll be plenty of time for you guys to be able to observe.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to prepare something, Renly, I can always cast it instantly.
No, I don't wanna.
Anyway, so you cast the exorcism, and if something goes to shit, I'll use my Music of the Spheres to shove it back into a little runt.
Well, I can always stop casting midway through. I mean, it'll take an hour, so let's see what happens.
All right.
Okay. Ava, she leaves the room. She holds her finger to her lips, indicating, be quiet. He's falling asleep.
I fart.
And you hear Bren giggle. And she leaves the room. So some time goes by. It takes about 15. Yeah. And you guys are all staying are out in the hallway.
Oh.
So after about 15 minutes, you hear Brent, the soft steady breathing of a sleeping child in the room. About another 20 minutes after that, so we're 30 or 40 minutes in, you hear him start to dream, and he starts he starts you know whimpering a little bit and rolling around a little bit, um, and then okay, and then you after so this is about an hour in. All right, so Renly, you're about 20 minutes away from finishing your
Mm-hmm.
spell. Um, the bed actually starts shaking, like rattling on the floorboards. Right, and Bren's his his troubled kind of fitful sleep kind of stops, and he's sitting there lying in the bed, breathing um, erratically, and and you guys can feel the room getting darker. Okay, do you do anything?
Well, I assume we go in. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can go in.
We're already in. Like, I had to go in to
Yeah,
cast spell. I'm within 10 feet of him.
yeah.
Is it whatever this is? Is it making it through my barrier?
Barrier. What barrier?
The magic circle.
It's
If
coming
it's
from Bren.
fiendish in, I know, but if it's fiendish in origin, this magic circle would contain it unless it beats my saving throw.
It's not. It's not trying to do anything. It's just you're just seeing this reaction in Bren.
Like
You
Oh,
don't
you
shadows.
see.
said. Oh, you said like a darkness was like spreading
Yeah,
through the room.
the room's getting darker for sure.
So but it's that darkness is like, is it like, like spreading out from him, or is it just like, it's later in the day, it's getting darker?
No, it's an effect of what's happening in Bren, but you don't see a
Uh,
creature or anything like that.
so it's like the light is being sucked out of the room more,
Yes,
like from the
yes.
digital. Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
I'll make a little ball of light. See what happens.
okay. It is illuminating. Not as brightly as you think it should, but it is still lighting the place up. And at that, you hear Bren kind of his mouth starts to move a little bit. Right.
I'll snuff the light in case it's waking him up.
Anyone good at reading lips?
Probably. Could try. But we could also
Um.
wait and see if he actually says something.
Yeah. You hear his voice start to whisper. And he says, darkness, terror, death. Beware. That's what's coming from his mouth. And then he just starts saying it again and again. And then you start seeing some kind of struggle. Bren starts to fight. And you hear his voice go, no, no, no. And then you hear darkness, terror, death. And his voice comes out again. He's like, no, no, you can't hurt.
Hello?
Yes, I hear you
Or
now.
did it just cut out from hurt?
Yeah, that's all he said.
Yeah, I was waiting for who or what or.
That's all he
Um,
said.
I'm not thinking this is the dark evil fiend. I think this is split personality. But moving on.
I will cast everyone control your thoughts and just listen. And I'm gonna cast the whatchamacallit, since I find it on my damn spell list. Um, the telepathic bond between the five of us, four of us, and him. Let's see if we can hear more from the inside. Don't
Okay,
say
so you're trying
anything,
to get
Brent.
into his head.
Yep, we're just gonna see if, like, what he's mentally thinking, because he would might project mentally. I'm not trying to like um, dig in. It's just in his mind he might be saying things, and with a telepathic bond, we might be able to hear what he's saying in his mind or what something else inside of him might be saying.
Okay. All right. So
We don't
so
want
what
to fuck with
happens?
them. We just want to listen.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right. So you guys link your minds telepathically with his, and you are hit with a rush of sensation, and you feel immense power, latent power within this child, burning fiery red power all inside, and swirling in that the depths of that red. You see this darkness, kind of this creature just kind of like in in the middle of it all, or swimming in it, right? And you see a child cowering in this sea of power, um, and in the shadows, or in the waves and ripples of the energy around him. You see this darkness just kind of materialize in and out, right? And you see Bren in the middle. He's he's terrified, but he's also brave. He doesn't want this thing to change him or affect him. He doesn't want this thing to get out of him because he's afraid that it might put his mother and his father and his friends in danger. So he's standing up to it inside his own mind, and he's doing his best to keep it contained, but it's also terrifying to him.
Can I use my spark
I
of?
suppose I could include Telephos as well if he's present, because I could do up to
Okay.
8 people.
Okay. What are you doing
I'd
right?
like to use spark to look into the shadow, like try to figure out what the heck it is. If it's a manifestation of his fears or dark side, or if it's an actual being or something.
Okay. You reach in, and you realize a few things. One, that this thing inside him. All right, so Renly, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Sure. Okay.
Okay.
Like a
Okay.
freaking 86.
Okay.
Hmm?
So are you sparking with that? You roll. I see a
I'm
spark
going to
there. A
spark it.
3.
That spark was actually for looking in. Can I use that for that roll?
Yeah, you can use that. You can use that.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
perfect. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you realize a few things. One, that this thing was not implanted in him by Lolth. Okay. There is a bit of her influence here, but it's more of an aggravating kind of influence. She
She's
seeded,
nurturing it.
yeah, a bit of a nurturing, like started the process, or started you know brought it to life. This thing inside of him is something different. Okay. Um, it is not a part of him, right? In the sense that it's like it's not a split personality or anything. It's a part. It's inside of him, but it's another entity entirely. And,
So it's sort of
you're
feeding
not
off
even
of
sure.
him.
Yeah, you're not sure it's sentient at all, but it is a force. It is a darkness, and it is powerful.
Is it
Okay.
evil? Renly.
The influence that Lolth has in there is evil,
But what
and
about
it's
the
you
power
see it.
itself?
The power itself is not, but Lolth is trying. Lolth's influence is provoking it.
So the power in the area is strong, but the darkness itself is not inherently evil.
As best as you can tell, no.
So he's basically got Uber Telephos powers, um, with a different shade, and Loth has been trying to turn him into a fucking time bomb, probably because Loth is scared of Telephos.
Sounds like she's cultivating power through him and
Sounds
using
like
him
it.
as a battery.
Kind of sounds like it. Or trying to steal the power that his parents gifted him.
What if that's Elistray in there?
You know, that'd be fucking hilarious.
So,
But
so
it doesn't have
Renly,
any
uh,
sentience.
it
Well, yeah,
clarifies
Right?
in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of clarifies in front of you, and this is what you see. It's not necessarily sentient, but it's more like a force,
Mm-hmm.
like a primal force. It's not just dumb or anything like that. There's but definitely it is being tormented by Lolth's influence. So that's what you see inside his mind. Okay.
Okay.
does it have a shadow?
Does it have a shadow in here? No. It is a shadow.
Yeah, but we need the shadow of the shadow.
I'm going to talk through the telepathic bond and
Mm-hmm.
just reach out to Bren and just um, just call him and be like, Bren, we're here. And I'll sort of reach out telepathically and sort of put a hand on on his shoulder and sort of give him the strength of our presence in this
Mm-hmm.
current situation and let him know that we're looking at the monster. We're looking at it and we're here with you. But there it's a force, but there's no actual thought behind it. The monster.
He says, "But I can feel it. It I can feel it's mean. It wants to hurt people."
That's you remember the people who took you, who tried to take you?
Yeah.
Well, they want it, and they're kind of making it mad because they want it and they want it for other things, for bad things.
Oh. He says, "Well, what do I do?"
Well,
Accept it.
how would you feel if they managed to get you and then they managed to do something bad to you? It wouldn't feel good. It'd feel awful. And I think they're telling that to it and making it mad. But it doesn't know you're here. It doesn't know that you keep it safe.
Can you take it away from me?
Would you want us to take it away from you, or do you want us to make it safe so no one can be hurt? Not you, not it, nobody.
He says, "I don't want anyone to get hurt."
So you might want to turn and look at it for a moment and realize it needs someone. You're here, but it needs someone to be there just around it and maybe realize it's not that bad.
You see him kind of nodding.
And maybe that
Okay.
you can help it. And we're here to help you and stop. And I'm looking around for any kind of connection that's actually causing this this negative feedback loop that's occurring with this thing. Like you mentioned, like Lolt has been aggravating it, and I'm feeling like there might be something here, maybe a tether or some kind of connection that's causing this, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to figure out if that might be a feedback loop coming from him or from externally. Is this something that we can see?
Yes. So you're still working with your sparked perception check.
Mm-hmm.
So inside his mind now, um you are searching around. You're searching the depths of his mind, and you see it. You see a coalesced shadow, basically. Darkness swirling in the mist. It's foreign. It's not part of him. It's not part of this other presence inside of him. He but it is the source of the darkness and the frustration and the provoking nature. It's like a thorn, just like jammed in, just really small, but jammed into a spot of his mind that is just extremely irritating and frustrating, and it's triggering.
All right. I'm gonna hold Bren's hand, point towards it, and just call out to it and be like, "You're not supposed to be here." And I'm going to try to have Bren focus on what it's piercing so we can see what is the source of this stress that's being triggered.
Okay, so what it's affecting in his mind?
Mm-hmm. Because he needs to kind of face that.
Okay. So you go over to that area and you see this. You can see it now. It's like a thorn made of black smoke, and it's jammed into an area in his mind. And you look into that area, right? And you can see, down at the core of his his young mind, right? His identity as it stems from his relationship with his dad. Bren has always felt safe around his dad, but more importantly, he's felt that he's been able to make his dad safe.
Mm-hmm.
And this nagging doubt that's been inserted into his mind here is, what if something happened to me? What if I couldn't keep my dad safe anymore? Um, or what if it's just a source of all these fears, and that's been able to just like fester in his mind and cause all this frustration and all this negative influence.
I'm going to turn over to Elwin because I think Elwin's right in the middle of that through his separation from Deimos, so that Elwin can help bridge this particular moment of vulnerability for Bren.
I can shove Elwin in there.
You guys are all there because of the telepathic bond.
Telepathic bond, yeah.
Oh, right, right.
If Elwin's not asleep.
El- Ellen, do you do anything if he's still here?
No, I'm still here, but I think it's his mom still breastfeeding him, to be honest.
Well, he's the only one who can actually help Telfos speak, right? So he does have this bit of power over Telfos, but I feel it's also a child's vulnerability and concerns, right? Just like you and
Mhm.
Deimos.
You know they're here, right? Just a reminder.
Yeah, but you guys are role playing this because you guys are the player characters. I'm not gonna have the NPCs fix everything.
No, no, no. I'm just saying. I'm saying that out of character. I'm saying that as a be mindful of what you say because
Yeah.
they can hear everything too. That's what I was meaning.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this is more than just make it clear. This is more than just doubt in his mind. It's it's festering. It's
Yeah,
growing
it's
into
been
unhealthy.
aggravated, and it's been
And it's been aggravated by a god that's gonna
it's almost
fucking
cancerous
die.
in nature in that way.
Yes.
Where,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So do we need to? Can we fix it with the bond, or do we need like some more higher order?
Oh, I'm using Aurelian to still cast exorcism, so that's still going. We're gonna be helping use that to burn
Mhm.
this out of him, the the thorn. But
Thorn? The
we
thorn
also
is
need
not the
him.
power, right? The thorn is separate from the shadow
Yeah,
monster, right?
exactly. We need to get that thorn first.
Okay.
But we also
Well,
You
need
can
the
tell that
I'll.
the
presence of the
thorn. You can tell that because of the thorn, that this presence in his mind is manifesting as this
it's
darkness.
amplified. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I could help with the however you want to do it, Rinley. I got a couple of ideas to how I could help you.
I nod, but I also look at Elvin and go, okay, so how does he be a man? Elvin.
Does he be a man?
Oh no.
Yeah, the kid's trapped between the I want to protect dad, but scared I can't syndrome. We need your diplomacy.
Go get some hookers. Um, I step in and I say, "Hey, kid,
He looks up at you and says, "What?"
you you know that you have something very special inside, and you're afraid. You're afraid because what you might do with it. Is it right? Is it wrong? You don't want to spend any more time being afraid of yourself.
He looks up at you and he's like,
If trust yourself, I just need you to trust yourself. You've been keeping this thing bottled up because you don't want it to hurt anybody.
"Yeah."
By doing that, you've allowed a dark force to play with your emotions to the point that it's anchoring those bad tendencies to in the back of your mind, and it's taking shape in the form of that thorn that is anchoring your power to that pain, to that fear. If you let that go and you embrace it, if you look it in the face and say, you know what, I make the decisions and I decide that you're not going to hurt anyone because that's all it is. It's your decision. Don't let that negativity um, mold it into fear, and fear into hatred, and hatred leads to the dark side.
He he's sitting there just churning over what you said. He says, "So I can I can't." He says, "I don't know if I'm strong enough to get rid of it, to make it go
Stop being a
away."
little, stop being a little scaredy cat.
You were gonna say Percy.
Meow. Meow.
He says, "But
The
I am
more
scared."
doubt, the more the more doubt that you have, use that as fuel. That lets you know that deep down inside, whenever you face this that is tormenting you, you know your true feelings. You've used up so much of your power trying to prevent something bad from happening. That's how I know that you're a good person, and whatever comes out of this, we'll be right here to face it along with you. But you have to be brave enough just to step up to it. But you're not alone. Your parents are here. My friends are here, which are also your friends. But most importantly, I'm here, the strongest Avenger,
He
and we're right beside you.
Okay. All right. So give me persuasion with advantage.
Good at those.
Okay.
Holy!
That's a 43.
Bren
Nice.
Bren nods. He kind of sets his jaw and like grits his teeth, and he says, "I can, and I will. I'm not going to let this thing keep me afraid." And in his mind's eye, he stands up and turns towards this darkness, this huge swirling shadow in his mind, all this power flowing around you, and you can see that this thing it's melded with his power. It's become part of him, and he stands up to it and he shouts at it, "I'm not afraid of you!" Renly, your spell finishes.
I'm channeling the power of the spell through us and into Bren, into his voice and into the echoes into his spirit and soul.
But we're targeting the thorn, not the shadow.
Oh no, he's trying to also deal with the shadow, like going through the shadow connects to the thorn and into that part that's been pierced in him.
Right, but we're only exercising the thorn, not the shadow.
Yeah, but we're trying to also get this thing to go back in him, like join with him.
Well, it's not out of
Yeah.
him. We're in his head.
You're
So
in
it
Right.
in
didn't
him right now,
it
yeah.
didn't come out. Yeah, it didn't come out.
So just to be very clear, we don't want to expel his power.
Oh
We
no
want
no
to
no yeah no yeah
expel the thorn.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are focusing in on that. While as Bren is standing up to it, you see this thing swirling, and from the thorn in his deep in the recesses of his mind, you feel pulsating darkness, as Lolth's influence begins to fight back, and swirling through his mind, all this emotion comes into place. You're feeling emotions of doubt, of fear, of inadequacy, of weakness. You're flashing images of his family and him lying dead, and you're seeing Bren holding, like standing there, images of his hands being covered in blood, with his parents dead at his feet. All these crazy deluded and like disturbing images just all through his mind.
I'm going to try to like motion and the wind to it to check whether he has any resources, like in
I mean,
chat.
I can help. I don't know how successful this has been yet. Or
So that's as far as you guys have gotten. The Bren is fighting against it, but the presence is fighting back.
Yeah.
all right, I'll mind blank him.
Level or sphere of the music of the spheres.
I'll contribute a mind blank to him to the
Okay.
effort. It grants him immunity to basically anybody fucking with his head.
Okay. All right. Any of you, the rest of you, doing anything?
I'm looking at my stuff and I'm going to use something not that powerful, but I'll upcast it. I feel like we lost Elwin.
Midas, if I can I'm gonna, because I plan to make this spell permanent in a second, but can I spark this cast of Mind Blank? Because I want to make it so that it works as intended, but as far as the divination goes and like thought communication, his parents are exempt, so they would still be able to like search for him or talk to him.
Okay. All right.
So that's a 3. So that's my 8th level spell slot. And then
Okay.
on like the after that, when I can cast again, I'm going to use my 9th level to cast relatively everlasting effect on it, so that it is permanent.
All right, sorry.
Okay.
I was peeing and I was listening to you guys. Um,
Do you contribute anything, Owen?
Do you have a 10th level or a Music of the Spheres to nerf
He
that
should have
thorn?
he should have both
he's
back.
really chill.
I've been like panicking for the past 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah. We're Selwyn. Dude, Selwyn's gone. He's got two.
Oh, I'm casting Comfort at 8th level. Um, and it's just regular. My spark didn't multiply.
All right,
But hey, it's something.
let's Ellen this up with some
Woohoo!
dance of seduction.
That's gonna
This
draw the
dude
Thorn's attention.
gonna seduce
I am
the
going to um ooh, I am going to cast hold on, it's been a while.
Oh, I'll exempt us too,
Okay.
in case we ever have to go find him again.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to use we got a long rest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna upcast this and I'm going to spark it. So I'm going to cast an undo. So everything that we're doing is going to happen, but in the last 6 seconds, the only thing that did not happen was the negative thoughts that came from the thorn that tried to fight back. So we're just reinforcing the kid's mind
Mm-hmm.
when so we're just gaining the upper hand again. That thing tried to fight back, but I said, "No, you go back to where you were." That never happened in Bren's mind. We know that it tried to fight like us. We know, but then I cast a spell to undo it um from Bren's mind. Um, while we get even more a higher an upper hand over this thing. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay.
like like we pushed it pushed back, and then Ellen was like, "No, you didn't."
Yeah.
Okay. So in that moment, as this thorn fights back, it's pulsing with Lolth's dark influence. You guys, your combined efforts, Elwyn with your spell, um, Renly, you're working this calm emotion and this the mind blank from Adis. You feel Bren, his 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 confidence grows, and you see in his mind's eye him pushing through this darkness towards this thorn. He presses forward towards it, and you see him like it's like in a kid in a blizzard, just pushing through. His eye, it can barely see. It's painful, but he pushes towards the darkness, whipping at him and lashing out at him, and he reaches the thorn and he shouts at it and screams at it. And as he does so, in this rush of emotion and imagery and terror, he grabs onto it, and with all his might, he pulls. He's pulling. He's trying to extract it from his mind. And as he does that, you can see his little hands and his little body straining there. He's not quite strong enough, but he's doing his best.
I'm gonna reach out and reinforce his hands. Like put my hands on his and help.
Okay. You reach out and you're aiding him. Renly, go ahead and make a wisdom check.
All right.
Okay. As your touch um, as your hand touches his, you can feel his trembling just kind of diminish a little bit, and you whisper, we'll do this together. And
Exactly.
the two of you pull, and you can feel the thorn extract itself. And as it does, all this darkness that's flowing through the swirls of power in Bren's mind gets sucked back into it. Just all just like just reversing the flow outward. It's just like just being sucked in, and drawing with it all this terror, all this pain, all this stuff that was artificially inserted into his mind. Um, the the thorn is just pulsing black shadow, but you have wrenched it free. Okay, that's going to be the culmination of your exorcism spell. Renly, there's a flash of red, and you can feel the telepathic bond and all your guys' effects just kind of like resolve. And there in the darkness, Renly, you find yourself standing by this sleeping child's bed with his family and your companions around you, and you're holding in your hand, right, this black thorn, this oozing shadow. We can also feel it vibrating with power. A lot of it drew some strength along in the extraction. It had some strength, residual strength from within Bren along with it. So it's this weird conflicting source of both divine and whatever Bren is contained within it.
I'm gonna lift up and be like, shadow of a shadow? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
You check your quest list, and you see that the final thing on your list has been checked off.
Oh, good. Okay.
Nice. Is
Yay.
the mind blink still intact?
On him, yes.
Yay.
Actually, yeah. It's still intact.
I'll go ahead and make it permanent. I'll use my 9th level to make it permanent.
Okay.
And I'll explain to his parents how it works. So he's
Okay.
basically, he's immune to psychic damage. Nothing can sense his emotions, read his thoughts, or divine or charm him. But his parents can read his thoughts. We can read his thoughts, and we can divine him.
Okay. So it's a
I'm gonna.
protective ward.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like to imagine that as they were pulling out the the spike, that this just like mental fortress rose up under them, and when he was like
Mhm.
screaming in victory, he's like standing up on the ramparts with the spear, with the
That works.
little shiver, like yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys have extracted this darkness from inside Bren, and you're realizing that it is also it's got a lot of contained um, danger and power in it. So that's the final ingredient that you guys needed. We'll leave it here. Hopefully, Damos can join us next week, and we'll pick it up from where we left off.
Let's do an
So
hour of Deimos' journey with unmentionables on him, in him, etc. Yeah, it'll be great.
when
Well,
are
as soon
we
as he gets here,
planning?
we're still gonna make him role play all of this stuff.
Nobody
Oh
tell
yeah,
him. Nobody tell him what happened.
I won't. So when are we planning to play? Friday or what?